Yeah. It says we're live, guys.
Okay.
God, they hear us though. That's the thing.
Probably.
Probably.
I'm not muted.
Everybody shut up during the credits. I'm not going to mute you all. Better PC, baby.
You shut up.
I said you shut up, not me.
You shut up. I didn't know shut up.
Horrible. We're almost there.
Yeah.
Close enough. Yeah.
We did it. And his mic died.
Wow, this is Friday night.
What is going on?
Are we just a black screen?
Are we just black?
It's not
Welcome
everywhere
to the
yet.
show.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, we're here. Gary's in Peru.
I knew this was going to be a crap show, but I didn't think it would get this bad this quick.
There's a reason that Gary has to hire so many people to keep this show going and running. Ironically, they're both probably like within 45 feet of his hotel room, and neither of them can help. So it's just Gary.
That was freaking God right there. That was God. Everything was fine. And the USB connection just fucking popped and died. So I had to plug it into a new one. I was so close. Hey. Ha-ha! You're right, chat. That was an IGN 7 opening right there. Welcome to Friday Night Tights. Here, we'll do it again. Are you fired up?
Let's go. The only reason I showed up is this to be the only show worse than Cobra Cast production. So I had to be here for it. So glad Gary was the only reason I was on Piers Morgan's because Gary, the respectable streamer here. So good Lord.
That's right. You owe me, buddy. I tried to make you look good. I tried to make you sound good, and you disappointed the hell out of me, but that's okay. No, you did great. You did great. How did you like? Oh fuck, I forgot his name. The black gay guy.
Oh yeah. So
Yeah,
dude, I was fucking nervous as hell, dude. Because and you've been there like the first time you guys like you had Drinker with you at least though the first time, right? It was you and Drinker. Like I'm sitting there like. I'm just sitting there backstage watching Tim Pool argue about Trump and January 6th. And I'm like, I could be involved in this conversation. And of course, and then they pipe me in. And then Piers mistakenly says, We've got CEO from the gaming channel Gamers and Games, Jeremy. I'm like,
Gamers and Games?
Jeremy
Really?
Prime.
It's almost a better name, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I'm like, do I correct him? Do I just roll with it? I know everybody's gonna meme me on this, and so I was like, and then I was super nervous, and then I knew they were tossing it to me first because they told me, they were like, we're gonna toss it to you first because you're the expert. Not really, but okay. And yeah, it went great though, and it was an awesome experience. So hopefully I didn't fuck it up for everybody else. Somebody will get invited back. We'll see.
No,
so
Paul might be watching. Paul's awesome.
It
Thanks,
was
Paul,
great.
for
It was great.
hooking it up.
Yeah.
At least he didn't get introduced as like gays and gamers.
Like, we thought you could be the other side of these issues.
Well, he is an expert. A homosexual man.
The entire comment section is just like, thanks so much for having this gay man on. I came here for Jeremy.
Literally, 95% of the comments are about the 199 or me or my husband Dan Vask or some shit like that. It's so bad. Like, this is what I say on Cobra Cast, like whenever I'm live and I got like thousands of people. For anybody new that just stumbles across, you're like, oh, this guy's got like a couple 100,000 subscribers. There's a few thousand people watching. It's probably a really sophisticated political show. And then they tune in and they just hear like all the dumb shit we talk about. I'm like, God, it's so embarrassing.
Yeah, my question is always, why do they stay?
I know. It makes no sense. It really does.
You just see a super chat. It's like, hail Jeremy, a homosexual man. MAGA, IDOT, 199. Like, it's like, what is this? Is this coded language all mean racism or what?
Or now the thing that they're started doing is letting you know, like, oh, your mic's not working. Oh man, there's a delay. Oh, it's muted.
Dude, like, yeah, every fucking episode it starts, they say muted. I know it's not muted, but I still look over to see if I'm muted, and
That's
it distracts
the chat
me.
helping
Yeah,
you.
I know.
Okay.
Every time.
Like Perry just helped me. So we have not gone in the past. This is not episode 234. It's episode 324.
Oh man! But welcome to Friday Night Tights, everybody. Gary's
From
in
the
Peru.
Southern Hemisphere. Fuck yeah.
Gary's in Peru.
I
am. This is going to be a shit show, but what do you expect around here? So
Peru has been wonderful. People are. I'd much rather have immigrants from this country. They're shorter and you can take them. But honestly, they're really chill. It's a cool country. I love it here. The internet's pretty good. It's better in some parts of America. And I'm ready to go home. I want to come home.
Oh,
how much longer are you there?
I'm leaving. I get out of here at 4 a.m. tomorrow.
Woo!
whoa.
And flying all day on 3 planes.
Wow, that sounds fun.
How long were you there for?
9 days. 9.5 days, and every one of them has been kind of brutal.
You sound exhausted.
I am fucking exhausted.
Yeah, you
dude.
sound exhausted.
I got my steps in, man.
Yeah, I
Holy
heard that.
shit.
Did you hike up Machu Picchu?
Yes, I
Hell
did.
yeah.
And in low air pressure, that would friggin' kill me. I think I would die. I think I would actually.
It takes
die.
you a couple days to get used to it. The 11,000 feet's a bit much, but X-Ray Girl did it twice. So she did
Whoa.
Machu Picchu, and then
and now she's sick.
and now she's sick. There's another mountain that overlooks Machu Picchu that you have to climb up like 1,600 steps straight the fuck up at 10,000 feet. She did it.
Yeah, no.
And now she's
They
sick.
offer you free drinks if you climb it, so that's why she did it.
I was
Oh.
gonna say, I think she's used to it because her blood's always so thin from the alcohol she's constantly drinking.
Well, she got some blood in her alcohol system, as they say. She got sick from the guinea pig she ate. So they all ate guinea pigs. No,
That looked good. I would try that. I was like,
they all liked it. I didn't eat it. I had spaghetti. So screw them.
Guinea pig.
But we
Spaghetti in Peru. Wow.
I like guinea pigs, so I probably wouldn't be like opposed to eating it.
no,
Not
they
like a
said
dog. Everyone's had a dog or a cat. I don't want to eat that.
No.
but it's
No.
a pig. Pigs are really tasty. It's just like a
no,
small
it's a rat.
A guinea
More
pig
of
is not a
rat
pig.
than a pig. Yeah.
Call it a pig.
No, it's like a gerbil.
It's just
What
an
is,
name.
what is this Australian logic? Like,
Exactly. You can't fault me for that logic. I it's pretty.
An emu is just chicken.
The
Emu's just chicken.
shark is a nurse.
I call the fat bitch I see at Target a cow. Doesn't mean I'm gonna get ready to slap her.
Oh, so welcome back, MauLer. Thanks for
No,
helping a brother out. I appreciate
no
it.
problem.
You're the man.
I was gonna
So,
say I was actually disappointed with what Shad was just saying there about the altitudes. Like, you don't have any suits of armor that are air pressurized, really? Not even one.
No.
Fucking hell,
It's
man.
pretty exhausted. Like I can
Feel like
I
a
can handle
spacesuit.
armor, but low air pressure, like high altitude, and then lots of friggin' hiking. Nah. Just
Probably why the Incan Empire got their ass kicked by like 100 Spanish guys.
armor. and
Yeah,
guns.
armor and guns and
Yeah.
swords and military strategy and smallpox.
Happy Columbus Day, everyone.
Happy
is-
Columbus Day.
Gary is full on Jeb Bush energy today. You are Jeb Bush. You have low
Please
energy.
clap.
So please clap.
I've got plenty of energy.
Here, are there nerds in Peru?
Yeah, there's a comic store near us,
Ooh.
and it's a library, so you can check out comic books. They're all in Spanish.
Were
though,
you
so-
recognized?
No,
by any
I was
strangers?
recognized in a hotel my first night by a guy who was there to go trip on ayahuasca.
Wow.
He's all, I know you from YouTube. What are you doing here? I'm all taking a break from YouTube.
That's cool.
He like pokes you. He's
Oh,
like,
what are you doing?
real?
I'm gonna get high.
He's like, are you a dream?
I said, say hi to the machine elves for me.
Are there a lot of
no.
gay people?
You would think so, Chrissy. It's funny that you asked that question because there's rainbow flags everywhere, but that's the Peruvian flag. That's one of their flags.
Mm.
So the LGBTQ plus community have appropriated the Peruvian culture. Just want to point that out.
Cultural appropriation.
Yep.
That is-
A appropriation.
We stand against appropriation.
I'm going to give you one because I'm in Peru. I'm 11,000 feet up. My brain's not getting a lot of air. I'm ready to go home. We've got some stuff to talk about. Some good, some bad, some ugly. Hollywood is, believe it or not, guys, suffering from a little shrinkage, and they weren't in the pool. They went on strike, and they're starting to panic a little bit. I really wanted the title. It wasn't enough though, because I wanted to do all the YouTube titles on this, Jeremy. I wanted to do Hollywood is in panic mode, nuked in 4K from orbit or whatever.
Got
But
to
I
cover
didn't.
all the bases.
Got to cover all the bases. I watched some stuff. I watched Penguin, which was fucking awesome.
Still need to see 3 and 4. I loved 1 and 2. I've just been so. There's this 78-year-old man that's on like a nonstop 24-hour tour that every time I turn around, I have to live stream because Trump just will not stop. I'm like, I'm gonna watch the Penguin. Oh, Trump doing another rally. What the fuck? But yeah, Penguin 1 and 2 were so good, and now I want to catch up on 3 and 4. How many episodes is there total? 6?
There's
Eight,
gonna be
8
total.
episodes
8.
season.
8. Okay, 8. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to it.
Just what Trump said about what the white guys for Harris and who's voting for him. I couldn't believe
That was hilarious.
That was so freaking.
We're gonna bring him up later because that's one of the reasons Hollywood's very worried about another presidency. And we're gonna point out that Hollywood wants another Trump presidency. They need it badly, and we have numbers to back it up. We're also gonna talk about Agatha. Hashtag Nerdrotic was right. Well, it wasn't me. It was somebody who told me it, to be honest with you. But about the origin of Wiccan, which we all kind of knew, and then they spent an entire episode telling us, which was really fucking.
I was
boring.
surprised he was gay, though. I never saw that one coming.
What? I know. Wait.
I mean, in
What
the
a twist.
first, in the
He was
first
gay?
episode when he had his boyfriend calling him.
I was gonna say, did you miss the gay shadowing? It was right there.
Oh, it was
Yeah,
Joe.
did you miss the eyeliner?
Just to make
the fact
make
that-
sure.
And the
Just to
fact
make
he
sure-
talks like this.
Yeah, exactly, and for good measure, so everyone knew, full like whole gay relationship stuff that episode, which
Uh,
Yeah,
What
keep
was
it
the
to the
audience
bathhouses
wants?
and the gay bars, right, Shad?
Oh, what was the name of
it?
It's
Clearly,
a pretty gay episode.
When
I
you
mean, come
when you
on.
watch a Marvel show, you
It
just
is.
want to see two guys friggin' making out of that sucking face. Yeah, that's
Told you that
that's
one
what
was
the
coming
audience
too.
wants.
Dude, I missed the fucking big blue lasers. Give them back. Like, we didn't know what we had.
Well, so how bad is Agatha? I've heard that even like Disparu's ready to give up on it. It's so bad. Like, how bad is it?
The reviews are coming out very slowly.
Pretty bad. It's a bit like it's not anger inducing really, which is the other problem. It's just
so it doesn't even give you like so it's just middle of the road. It doesn't even give you like a lot of anger. So it's just like it's really a struggle to get through.
It's like a
Doesn't make
soap
you
opera.
anger like how She-Hulk.
Shit no one cares about. It's like
You know how She-Hulk makes you angry? It's not like that. It's just like, oh, here's a quirky like pre-Halloween season show for wine moms. Basically.
I mean,
Yep.
She-Hulk also tried to be funny.
You should be offended, Chrissy.
I can't.
You were
drink,
mad
I'm
about She-Hulk because
breastfeeding.
she was giving hoes bad names. You know, now you're a wine mom, so you should be mad about this show.
It's
It's so-
overpriced at half a
Have
bag of chips.
wine.
It's so boring. It makes me want to kill myself. So to get through it, I'm just scrolling on Twitter while watching it because I need a distraction.
You know what's helpful? That little 10-second forward thing. If you hit it, you don't miss a damn thing.
I know.
You know
I
when
was
hit it,
doing
you
that too. I was doing that too, especially the gay stuff. I was like, skip. And
They need to start incorporating a little symbol at the top for whenever you need to press that. It just flickers on and on and on. So
Yes.
you keep pressing it.
This whole episode felt like an introduction to an episode. I was actually surprised when it ended because, like, okay, now we're going to go down the witch's road, and it finished. It's like, what, so you spent 45, like, this was a 45-minute episode, so it was only 25 minutes last time, and all you did was tell us things that we already knew about him in the past.
It was like a big recap, and then it was over.
Well, I mean, I don't know if we're talking about it right now. I'd just be like, he got like rewritten as a character, so all the stuff we saw before is like irrelevant. Like,
Yeah,
question mark?
it was completely recontextualized. So, and obviously there was something weird. We knew there was something weird going on in that first episode when they had their little sequence. But yeah, now it's just completely, totally different.
Totally
It's no
different.
real,
Also, yeah,
like,
when-
big. There's no big payoff with it. You know what I mean?
When we went through the first 5 on EFAB, a lot of the time we would start asking questions like, why did he say a particular thing, or whatever. And we were like, there's no point in talking about it because he's not. This isn't him.
Mhm.
He's gonna switch an episode, whatever, and all of this will be irrelevant. It's the opposite of it's the opposite of Penguin. You can't go back and appreciate what a character was doing and why with more information about the history. Instead, it's none of this matters anymore, so you could probably just skip it.
This actually makes it worse because he didn't know any of those witches. There was no more information that he had about them, which means those other 2 witches in the last episode, he just killed them for no reason whatsoever.
They made him arbitrarily bump into all 3 witches for no reason. He was like,
Yeah.
look, there he is.
Yeah.
He met them, and you're like, okay, so
So to sum up the episode, it's the origin of Wiccan, and there's a giant elephant in the room. All right, so we talked about the origin. I told you what it is, and it's basically after Wanda has her little red bubble. No symbolism there at all. And what's it called? Westview? I don't care. Has its incident. The kids were going to be projected into dead bodies. So that's what happened this episode. And we'll get a little more into it. But the giant elephant in the room is this was a little boy who is now in a teenager's body.
Yeah.
Well, how old were
He's
they?
now
Like,
having
when that happened, they were what, like
They were like
11
9?
or 12 or something?
no, like 9 or 10. You could say
Ugh.
9 or 10.
Which means when
very
he's in this
different,
gay
yeah.
relationship, he's
Well, I mean,
12.
the other elephant,
Nice.
they weren't even real. They were like imagined personalities. They're not even.
Yes.
What I guess I'm getting at is they're not
So-
whole people. They're not even 9-year-olds in a way. They're made up.
And it is. So the kid playing Billy is supposed to be 13 because they show bar mitzvah, right? This kid's like 25. You know,
Yeah.
like it's hard to buy him as a 13-year-old, and then he's 16, right? When Agatha starts.
Yeah.
So I guess you can.
But,
whatever.
yeah, again, I don't
still
think the
think
age is that big of a difference if we do it based on the story they're telling as opposed to the
Based
cast
on the
of
story,
actual
yeah.
person. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, well, we could.
But that's fair.
The most fucked up thing is that the kid dies and then they just hijack the body. Like, what the
Yes.
fuck? It's so. That was
And
the
then-
solution. Like, you
and then
didn't have to write
steal-
that.
They steal his life. He just kind of,
Yeah.
inserts himself into everything. I'll take his stuff. I'll take
Well,
his
but-
parents.
The weirdest part to me was like they tried to convince us for a bit. I think that he's a cross between 2 personalities, a clash of them, even.
Yeah.
I guess.
Did they?
Yeah, he
'cause
says like
Mhm.
I'm not so, or at least part of him, or something like that. There's something, a line where he says I'm a part or a type of combination. I can't
Well, if you
remember.
Oh,
remember,
I just thought that meant the body.
he's
I
like
didn't know.
familiar with his family too. He's not like he's like, it's not like he's gonna be completely wiped. He's working with them somewhat, but then he's like, oh, there's a part of me that I don't understand, that sort of thing.
Well, that makes it worse because that means the original was kind of still alive in the body and then had to.
Shad, it's horrifying. Both people
terrible.
died, and they've created a new person now. A combination of two people. I don't even know what to do with this. Like, why did you write it that way? You didn't need to write it that way. You could have just had them have a whatever. It's magic. They've got a physical body now.
A brain dead person in a hospital. They could have gone that way.
How about it just manifests a real kid?
Just give them a body.
And part of the spell is the like two. A childless couple has a kid, and all of a sudden they just think they have a kid instead of taking over a dead body, which now they're going to do with the other one.
Yeah,
weird.
The other one's going to wake up as a woman.
What if the other one's like buried or something, or like in a coffin, or like?
Well,
it'd be perfect for Halloween.
I say, Ryan, actually, that's a fair point. Like, honestly, it would not put it past them to try to do a whole trans thing if that was the case.
Well, I'll tell that story later. They were going to go one direction. Okay, so the other kid who
no pun intended, right?
Yeah. I was wondering why he used that particular. Gary.
So the other kid is going to be in another show, and Marvel wanted it to be a certain type of identity, and the showrunners said no.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah. So there you go.
But
I'll leave it there. Probably.
Don't worry about Marvel doubling down, though. They got made fun of for years for their stupid boner joke, and they brought it back. They gave you another run through with it. I was really impressed. I was like, "Wow, guys, you
bonerific." His screen name was like bonerific 6ix9ine or something.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, and he's just a clown throughout the whole scene, right? Like they're doing like a parody of fucking All the President's Men sort of shit, but like he's still just an idiot, like the whole thing.
I can't believe they brought him back for that. Like after getting roasted the first time.
They did it the first time.
That's what I mean. Again. Like, yeah, after getting roasted for like that tease and the way that they did it in the first one, and the fact that this guy's literally just Frank Boner or whatever his name is, they did it again. Did you see Agatha's shirt in the scene? It was like the Boner family reunion picture tent.
Yes.
Yeah, so they brought it there too.
Boner theme.
It's amazing.
The Boner family reunion. So I have a theory. That that's Jack Schaefer fucking giving it back to the fans. I think there's a lot of little stuff in here, Ryan. And guys, there's a lot of stuff that feels like it's a response to the criticism. It does. Could be wrong, but whatever.
But nothing that's fixing it. Yeah, go ahead, MauLer.
No.
As weird as this sounds as an opening, the Boner scene to me felt like them saying it was funny, actually, grabbing the camera and looking ready to go. It was funny. You guys said it wasn't funny, but it was funny. We're going to show you because we do it again. It's real funny.
She did do an interview where she spoke about all the Mephisto controversy and everyone thought the story was there and she didn't know who it was. She did say that actually like affected her personally and affected her self-esteem and stuff. So it's the kind of thing where if it hit you that hard, you may put little digs in afterwards. It's the same thing with the Rings of Power showrunners. In a lot of the interviews, there's a few little digs at people.
It hurt me when people exposed. I had no idea what was going on. I have to fix that next time.
I think she said something like, "I've learned not to care what people think anymore." It was that kind of thing. So I've just made myself numb.
I want to know what those digs are from the Rings of Power showrunners because I just can't be bothered to watch any of them. But I am interested about what their thoughts are.
They've done a couple of long interviews. One with Nerd of the Rings, another with I can't remember what the channel is. It's quite a small channel, but they did like an hour-long interview with them. And there's a few things like when they talk about the kiss, they're like, well, I didn't think that caused controversy, but it did. And there's all these kind of very I can't remember off the top of my head. I've clipped them all. I'm gonna put them in a video.
Yes, do it.
But yes, it's not there's two of them. It's the geekier one out of them. The other one seems more like the used car salesman who kind of knows not to do it, and I think the other guy is way more into it and he can't help himself by the way it comes across.
That's JD Payne. So Patrick McKay is the schmoozy guy, and JD Payne's the guy who's actually he knows the lore and ignores
They both seemed like they're covering up for each other. So because the other one he was talking about, well, actually we have loads of freedom in this. When we find out there's something that Tolkien didn't write about, actually a lot of freedom. It gives a lot of creative vision. And the other guy goes, but it's more like a book actually, and it's like a map. You want your map to sort of line up with the map of Tolkien. So when one realizes they've stepped in it, the other one steps in and covers for them. It's a bit of an interesting back and forth.
Kind of some bullshit. A Rumble, by the way. Yeah, no Rumble today. Sorry. I don't have the technology to do that from Peru right now. So apologies. It's YouTube only today. And this show does have a sponsor. Oh, look at Jeremy's in the chat. Not participating in the show, but participating in the chat. Thanks,
Well, you
Jeremy.
may talk about a show no fucking body watches, but you 5 fucking losers is talking about this fucking show. Nobody gives a fuck about this show, including me. So fuck that show.
You didn't watch
really
Penguin
don't give a
either.
fuck
did
about
you?
it.
Sit here and
Yeah,
listen to
Jeremy hasn't
me
watched
say-
Penguin. Jeremy had to wait for Piers Morgan to offer him to come on the fucking show before he'd actually go watch Joker.
Hey, listen, I'm watching something far more important than this shit. It's called Trump rallies. Okay, that's more important than any of this shit. Okay.
Yeah, and you're live streaming yourself watching them.
Damn right.
A Twitch streamer through and through.
Through and through, baby. No, this show does have a sponsor. It's us. It's us.
Hey,
Hey, I don't have the Eric. If you're there, please put the link in the chat. I can't even put it up. We have a meetup. There's a link in the description too. So we have a meetup on the 23rd in San Antonio. It's RSVP. It's free. It's probably as far as like tickets, air quotes, it's the biggest one we've done. It's bigger than the UK. So we have 50 spots left. So RSVP. If that fills up, you can still go, but they're going to charge you. The bar's going to charge a cover charge. Has nothing to do with us, but there's still 50 spots left. The link is in the description. It is the 23rd at Ricky Bobby's. It's got another name too, but Ricky Bobby's. It's a cowboy bar. Brandon Herrera did his political event in San Antonio about six months ago.
Is this the biggest venue we've had to date?
Yes,
for
by
a
far.
meetup. Okay, that's
By
gonna be
far.
awesome.
We're only getting a part of it. Like it can hold thousands of people.
Okay.
So yeah, but we've got like a back area that we have to ourselves that has a bar, and yeah, it's going to be pretty fun. So
Hell yeah.
and that's right before SpaceCon. So that's the 23rd. That's this Wednesday, just a few days away. I get a couple of days of rest before we start up. That'll be fun.
You're gonna be.
Sometime I'll make a video. Dude, I'm already a mess. Are you kidding me? Too old for this shit.
It's gonna
It's
be
fun.
fun. I'm looking forward
Yes.
to seeing everybody. So it's gonna be awesome.
I'll put up the link again later, but yeah, you can RSVP and all the information will be there. And thanks, hail to the fellowship. And Jeremy will be there. Ryan's going to be there, unless there's a Trump rally. But you know, maybe you could just live stream from the meetup.
I'm probably gonna do that. I'll probably do that.
I wouldn't care.
I'm wearing this shirt to the meetup, so this is what I'll be wearing. All right.
Good,
So
good. Who else is going?
Easy to see. Easy to see.
Beardo will be there. We're gonna be live streaming it. Krista, Steph, they'll be there. So many people
X-Ray
from
Girl.
the G&G team. Yeah, X-Ray Girl will be there. So we're gonna have a lot of peeps in the house. It's gonna be great. So
Yeah,
Looking forward to it.
there's an invitation out to Eli and the unsubscribed guys who are local. So hopefully they can make it. We'll see.
yep.
Eli, I think Eli will probably show up, but we have others possibly showing up too. So it'll be fun. Come say hi. Then we got I think we have we're going to be at the con on Saturday, right? And we're going to be at the Rippaverse
Yes.
booth, and then we're
Yes.
doing a panel.
We're
Okay.
doing a panel Saturday. We're going to be at the Rippaverse booth. We'll have merch. All of us will have our merch, everything like that. I think we're selling merch at the meetup. We're allowed to sell merch at the meetup, right?
Yep.
So we'll have
Yep.
merch at the meetups. All of us will. We'll have merch at the Rippaverse booth, and then we're doing a panel Saturday as well at SpaceCon. And outside of that, not sure if anything else is going on. But yeah, it's going to be a fun weekend, and we look forward to hanging out with all of you this Wednesday. It's going to be great. And for those that can't
It's gonna
make
be great.
it, there will be live streams going on. We will make
Yep.
sure that we involve all of you. Even if you couldn't make it, we'll have some live streams going.
So we talked about Agatha. Does anybody have any burning desires about Agatha
just for it to end.
other than make it
No.
stop?
I
wanna
feel like
see
the
anyone
entire. Well, yeah, I
kissing.
feel like the only thing that can save the show, if the last 3 episodes or whatever it is just Aubrey Plaza masturbating the entire time, I feel like that
Okay.
could save it.
I
10 out
will
of 10.
watch. I will
They entirely
watch
forgot about
immediately.
her. Like she wasn't in this episode at all, and then they just go, "Oh, it's just the two of us now. We're going to go off to the house." It's like they entirely forgot she existed as a character.
What
What
happened?
happened? Witches too? Are they? Are they dead?
I think they're dead.
The other witches are dead. Maybe they assume that she got blasted off or something too. I don't know.
That's the
no.
thing. Wiccan killed him for no reason whatsoever. Just murdered him.
I'd have to watch the end of the last episode to remember what she did at the end.
And none of us care enough to do that, so it's like
Yeah.
whatever.
I want to.
She'll turn up sometime.
Hey, one more point on the meetup, but yeah, as Gary said, I think he says about 50 spots left. So, right, about 50 RSVPs
50.
left.
Yep.
So if you're interested, make sure you RSVP because they're going to be checking that at the door. Correct.
Yes.
So it's not going to be like a loosey goosey thing. Like they're going to be checking, verifying all of that stuff. So just keep that in mind.
It'll be more secure than our national elections.
Yeah. You'll actually, unlike voting, you have to show your ID to go in here. So, so yeah, make sure everybody RSVPs if you're going to be there.
Yes. I'm trying to look up an article. Talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah.
Talk amongst yourselves.
I get to exercise.
This man, I want to remind everyone, this man has over 1 million subscribers.
Yeah.
If he
And I did live streams by myself like this for many years.
Okay. If he did it, you can do it. All right.
You can do it too.
There's a chance. There's a chance for you. There's a chance for all of us.
Well,
I
I'll leave it up to
I wish
you.
there was like chat logs of the first streams where you didn't know there was a chat.
Oh.
And like
God.
new people that come in, they're like, "Hello." It's like,
Nice.
he can't hear you, mate. He doesn't know you.
Those are good days.
Aw.
Well, we could talk about Zack Snyder and superhero sex lives, or
'Cause that's what we want to know about.
God, man.
the star of Wicked who got mad at a fan making the poster more accurate. By the way, okay, show of hands.
A dumb bald black bitch.
Yeah,
Fuck
like
her.
could they have found somebody better looking?
Hi to the next Rewriting Ripley video. Me sitting here in a MAGA shirt and you
Hello.
saying that. That's certainly going to be included right
Could they
there.
have found somebody better looking? I mean, like seriously. Like, okay, show of hands. Who's seen the Wicked play?
I know the
Okay,
basic
so-
idea.
Chad,
Gary,
hang
Gary, hang on, Gary. And you call me gay? Really?
Listen.
And you've seen the Wicked musical theater
Seriously.
production?
Yes, wow.
Twilight is so much more alpha male than the Wicked play. Okay.
I think that I actually do think that the movie's probably going to be massive.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because
There's a huge
like,
fan base for
nothing
this.
to do with
no
the
doubt.
people here or the demographics that watch this channel. If you live in our world, you're probably not very excited for it at all. But much like the Barbie movie, there's a whole different demographic out there that could show up in a big way for this. But yeah, the lead actress gets offended over somebody making a fan edit to a poster that is just literally meant to replicate the original Broadway poster, and you make it like some big deal about they're erasing you or whatever. It's literally just fans trying to make the poster that you and Ariana Grande did, just tweak that a little bit so it looks exactly like the thing that they like.
It's the same thing you've seen. It's the same thing you've seen when The Force Awakens came out and people redid the original Star Wars poster with the Force Awakens characters, or when fucking Batman Dark Knight trilogy and they took the Batman 89 score and kind of intertwined it with some of the clips on YouTube. Fans have been doing this shit for years because it brings back nostalgia. Or something like that, something that kind of brings it back to the original thing that they recognized it with. There's nothing wrong with this. This is as long as fandom's been around, this has been around.
This is why the movie star is dead.
Yes,
This is
absolutely.
exactly why.
Yes.
Like, if you want to, get green lives do matter. Okay, Alphaville, is that her name? Alphaville.
You're one of the few
Alphaba.
people that's seen it,
Alphaba.
so you would know. Gary.
Dude, okay, well, it was 20. I'll explain myself. Real quick.
He's already doing it.
So close. No,
Yeah.
this
20
is-
years
this
ago,
is-
you were with your wife.
Stop your
very,
husband now.
Exactly.
very defensive. He's very defensive.
No, not at all. I went and saw it. We got free tickets through one of my wife's clients, and my wife wanted to go, and I went. It's not like I chose to like take my Twilight DVD and put it in a DVD player and close the door and hit play for the 50th time to sit back and watch it by
Right,
myself.
actually left
No.
home
Came
to go
afterwards.
see this.
I know, you had to leave home. You probably watched Annie the musical and all these other ones.
I've seen Annie, but I was a kid. My parents made me go.
If I randomly happen upon free tickets and I happen to be doing nothing, I might go like as well, Gary.
I just
fucking
want to
judge
point
you.
out this man has seen the Wicked play, but not Jurassic Park. Okay.
I've seen Jurassic Park since then. Okay, since we talked. Okay?
Wait, you saw Wiccan before you
play.
saw Jurassic Park?
He was busy in 1992.
Oh, that's true. This is true. We forget.
19 yeah, I didn't get to see Batman Returns in the theater either, motherfucker. Okay, I was
I didn't know
pissed
this
about
law. You haven't seen Jurassic Park until recently? That's not true.
that. So
right?
recently, yeah.
Fuck.
You're breaking MauLer's heart.
I know. It was really
Don't tell
good.
me.
I like it.
Please don't tell me
Yeah.
you saw Jurassic World before Park.
I saw like pretty much all the sequels before the first one.
Oh no, that hurts. That hurts so bad. Actually, that is an
couldn't
interesting.
see it when
I
it
know.
came out, and I just
But that is an interesting. That is interesting though. What did you think of Jurassic Park? Seeing it
Yeah.
so far removed from its glory days, and then seeing the sequels, what was the impact on you? Because when I saw Jurassic Park in theaters for the first time, I've never forgotten that experience, man. I mean, seeing those dinosaurs was like, holy shit,
It was
you couldn't
cool.
believe it.
I
But
was obsessed with dinosaurs for
Yeah.
ages after that
Effects
shit.
will never look better than
that's
this.
exactly what I said. Like, we have peaked as a civilization. We will never get better than this. And but seeing it all those years later, you probably had a different take, obviously, with seeing how technology advanced.
Yeah, I mean, I watched the which really sucked. I watched the cultural phenomenon go on while I was behind bars, like on news. Like, look at the special
Yeah.
effects. So I got to see all that. So that's why I was like, I don't want to fucking see it now. Later, so it took me a long time. But when I saw it, when I saw it, it was, I mean, maybe aside from, it was the last Spielberg film. That's when I saw him. Like, that's the very last the Spielberg I grew up with in the 80s. That's his last film. They're Saving Private Ryan. That's Academy Award Spielberg. That's Hollywood Spielberg. That was, I loved it, but it was like, that's the last thing that kind of reminds me of Raiders or E.T. or
Right.
Close Encounters.
Yeah.
That was it for him.
It's almost like when somebody watches Superman, the movie now, like they probably won't appreciate it like we did, like I think it's a timeless classic, but watching it now for the first time,
it would be tough.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
So
to be clear, some of the animatronic shit holds up better than the CG in the newest
Oh,
ones.
that
And
is
like-
true.
Yes.
I think
That is
Animatronics
true.
always
You know,
does.
That
the
is
big thing I
was-
noticed on a recent rewatch, some of the animation, specifically on the CG dinosaurs, is better in this than a lot of new
Especially the
stuff.
wide shots look fantastic.
Mhm.
I actually think Jurassic Park holds up incredibly well because they use so little actual kind of CGI.
Yeah.
They used it for a handful of scenes as opposed to nowadays it's every scene in every movie.
Yes.
You know,
and
I
they
wa-
strategic with how they
was-
used it.
I was 8 years old when I saw that film in the cinemas, and that friggin' jump scare from the raptor when they're like their severed arm is on her arm and she turns around. That nearly gave me a friggin' heart attack. I was still having trouble on the way home dealing with that. It was
I was 5 when I saw it, and when I got home from the theater, I threw up in my yard. I was like so terrified of it. But I love it. I love it.
It was great, man. It was a great time. So I'll say something controversial. There's only like 2 Jurassic Park movies. Obviously, the first one and the third one.
World.
No, I like the third.
third?
I like Jurassic Park 3 a lot because they returned to the island.
Alan?
Alan.
I appreciate that hot
Alan.
take, but
Yeah.
the truth is there's only one.
There's only one.
Yeah.
Yeah, they all.
I like 3. I like 3.
I like 3 a lot.
He's got
This
he
is
puts the egg in the
Jurassic
pack.
World.
He's got the little throat thing that for some reason you blow through it. It makes exactly the sound what a
Mhm.
raptor sounds like.
Yeah, I don't like 2.
I have
It's been a long time. Go ahead, Chrissy. Go ahead.
I don't know if I've told this story already, but my husband is close, like childhood friends with one of the stunt guys who played either Charlie or Blue in Jurassic World. And he was saying as part of the training, like Chris Pratt had this clicker that he'd always be clicking and like they'd have to look, right? Because that's how he would train the animals. But he would like kind of fuck with them, like the actors. Like he would just be clicking it all the time. Like they'd be eating lunch and like Chris Pratt would come by and just click the thing and they'd all like look over. So he was just saying, like Chris Pratt was just constantly fucking with them. But other than that, like a really cool guy and great to work with. And I just love hearing those stories. I always want to know like who's an asshole.
I wanted to like Jurassic World so much, and it's just stupid.
Fuck that movie.
It's a stupid movie. And then the next one's even worse. And I don't think I saw Fallen Kingdom.
Dominion is the third one. I haven't seen Dominion either.
Yeah.
Fallen Kingdom was fucking crap.
Fallen Kingdom was the second one, right? And then and then Dominion.
Compared to the second and third, Jurassic World is like really solid compared to the follow-on.
Do you guys remember in the second one they make a dinosaur gun that if you shoot someone with it, it'll send a dinosaur to go kill them?
Yeah. It's like a thing.
Why don't you just fucking shoot them?
I think the third world is when they brought a couple of the original characters from the first film in, and that's why to me it was like worse because
that's like
bringing that down.
That is so much like a Dr. Venture invention. God damn it!
They did bring a lot of the original cast back for Jurassic World Dominion just to have them run around and prop up these other characters,
and then they turned it into like a global warming thing. It's like
I heard there's fire locusts. That's the plot.
That's right.
It is. Yeah, it's about locusts.
I've pushed it out of my mind so much I forgot that's where they went with it. The CGI was also horrendous for it.
Also,
well, they got another one coming with Scarlett Johansson, right? Can't wait.
Yeah.
Really?
They make so much money. It makes sense that they would be piling on more Jurassic films. People love dinosaurs.
Dominion made $1 billion fucking somehow.
Yep.
I don't know how. I don't know why. I thought it was
cornered the market on like dinosaur movies. Like, is there anyone else doing big budget dinosaur shit ever? It's like it seems Jurassic has just they're always the ones that do it.
The closest was 65, but that also was a terrible
movie.
That
fucking movie was awful.
That's the only one I can think of that had dinosaurs, though.
Nobody should watch that ever.
No. Godzilla's kind of like a dinosaur. Kong Godzilla movies. That's
I mean, yeah. That's true. The Long Kong. Also, Gary, I haven't pulled this up just because I'm obsessed with Jurassic Park '93 and I have it on like ready to go constantly or anything. But if you just share the screen, I want to show the this shit was so impressive to me, especially on a rewatch for 1993 animation. Right, watch the raptor when it falls down. Like, look at that shit.
So good.
Wow.
So good, man.
That's good.
Really fucking good.
Yeah, so good.
That would have taken them fucking ages. And it's just like 93. What the? Like, in the cinema, you wouldn't have known.
Dude.
Been like, holy fuck, that looks good.
Yeah, man.
Old school ILM, man. They were the best.
Yeah. And that's why I hated the fact that they did a transfer of that into 3D, but it was so good seeing it in theaters again. Even I have had to do the 3D just to hear the score on the big screen. It's just, there's nothing like it.
Oh, the score is
amazing.
amazing.
Glasses off and watch it blurry the whole time.
Yeah. Well, actually, it was a good transfer. It was one of the very few good 3D transfers that actually was okay. It wasn't the worst thing I'd seen.
We were talking about what we were talking about. Wicked.
What just happened?
We're talking about Wicked because you have seen it,
but not Jurassic
Park.
You saw it before you saw Jurassic Park.
I did see Wicked before I saw Jurassic Park. I'm fallible. I'm a human. What am I supposed to fucking do? All right. I didn't know I was going to be YouTubing and talking to everybody from Peru.
You didn't know you're going to have to admit these embarrassing things.
It's an embarrassing thing to admit, but I've admitted a lot of embarrassing things. It's all good. That's kind of lower,
including in a guilty plea.
Wicked, like
yeah. Oh,
I just remember this look in Chad's face when you said you seen Wicked. He was like, "This is my chance, right?"
Whoa. At least Wicked had hot women running around. Alphaba was freaking hot.
Not anymore.
Not anymore, but in
Not
the way,
anymore.
it was smoking hot. So
are we really having this fight like Twilight and Wicked? Which is
we are. Twilight has some hot chicks in it. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
There is an out for
not
both
the
of
star.
these things if you're watching them with a woman. Like if she's the one that wants to watch Twilight or she's the one that wants to go to Wicked, you do have a kind of out there because it's like, all right, you're going on a date night. You know, doesn't make you gay. Just means you want to get fucked by your woman.
Yeah.
Try to keep her happy.
I've watched an excessive amount of like really gay TV. The OC, just
wow.
That statement is already solid on its own.
It's a both. MauLer would be jumping to the OC's defense.
Any like Real Housewives, Gary?
No, I don't.
Okay.
What about Desperate Housewives?
I've seen that as well. Yep.
No.
I watched the first couple. I remember when Terry Hatcher was on there, and I tuned in just to see Terry Hatcher a couple of times. I don't remember when she was on, if it was like the first seasons or whatever. But like
My
she's the GOAT Lois, by the way.
My mum got me to see a couple of episodes because Michael Ironside was in it, and I was like, I thought he was awesome, and I was like, okay, I'll try it. It was pretty gay, like the whole show.
All I can confirm.
What's that movie that does all of the fairy tale shit? Once Upon a Time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Or once.
I went on
Oh, yeah.
forever.
There was
I know it was
Grimm,
Once Upon a Time.
and then there was Once Upon a Time. Yeah.
Grimm was good. Once Upon a Time really went downhill. Like
Way downhill.
I don't
After
even
the
know what he was
Frozen arc,
talking about.
like
Later
the Frozen arc was the beginning of the end for that show.
Once they have to leave the town, especially, you're like, ugh.
They had a Frozen arc. Oh boy.
Yeah.
You know, I love that
Mhm.
we're all confessing the gay crap that we've watched.
I've seen all of Vampire Diaries.
Okay.
and
Yeah,
the
Jeremy,
Frozen show.
Jeremy.
Oh, Vampire
consider-
Diaries! There we go.
Guys, I've watched Vampire Diaries. I'm right there with
Once
this,
Upon a
but
Time
we
was
go around-
good. Once Upon a Time was good until the
I was
Frozen
gonna.
part.
Besides
Yeah.
all the porn, Jeremy, what's the gayest show you ever watched?
I mean, Once Upon a Time's probably got to rank up there. Once
gotta
Upon a
be
Time's
up
pretty
there,
bad.
dude.
Riverdale's pretty fucking gay. There's some hot lesbians in that show, though. Very hot lesbians.
Watched a couple seasons of Pretty Little Liars.
Oh, he's pretty.
Is Orange is the
seen
New
way too
Black
many
considered?
series.
Is
Got
Orange
a
is the New
secret,
Black
Kevin.
gay now? Like I know it was. They had gay people in
No,
it,
it's
but like
lesbian sex, so you get a pass
Yeah.
for that.
yeah. I'm trying to think.
You guys are uncultured. You need to get into some of the classic Regency stuff. You know, Pride
I
and
thought you were going to
Prejudice.
say real.
I got it. That reminded me. The gayest thing I've seen: Batman versus Superman. Fuck that movie. Okay, gay as hell. Fuck that movie. Straight to hell where it belongs. Worst comic book movie ever made.
What day are we
Wait,
going to
wait,
do
wait.
the Twilight review on FNT?
Where's
what
the
I wanna
Joker
know.
2?
Yes, worse than the Joker 2. Worse than the Joker 2.
That's the gayest comic book movie. Let's be honest.
BVS.
Yeah.
Fuck that movie.
Around Christmas, I think, Ryan, is the aim for it.
Yeah, we need to set the time so that nobody else can wiggle out of it. We give everybody
Yeah.
enough time to watch it. We do our Twilight.
I think
Do
we
our
need to watch
Twilight
all the
FNT.
films as well.
No,
you know,
one.
Okay.
I'm only gonna
Great.
watch
How many
one.
are
I'm going to be distinctly unavailable for any of those episodes.
No,
I
no,
have
you're here, so
something
now
to
you're
do.
available.
one isn't the best one though. You need like you
Oh
want.
my god, you better not be serious. Like,
rank them.
Hey, no, Shad, what do you think is the best one?
Gee, I need to think about that actually.
oh,
He just knows it's not
Maybe-
one.
Get back
Two
to
or
us when
three.
you think
It's
about
not
it.
one. It's not one. Because they actually upped the budget. And it gets kind of fun when the werewolves are
MauLer's
getting into it. The power manifestations of the vampires and stuff, and the reveal of what Bella's kind of power
This
is.
is
and
real?
stuff. Yeah,
This is real life.
real.
MauLer. This is real
He's
life.
going to do a 5-hour
Maybe-
video.
I
on
told you it was
it.
going to be a tough one today.
Maybe 4 is.
There's 4? I thought there was only 3.
But it's
There's
3
four.
books.
They
but
split it
the
into
last
two.
one
They
got
split the
turned
last
into
one into
2
two.
movies. Yeah.
And so I might need to do a rewatch just to answer that.
I remember thinking, okay,
He's going to binge him.
I've seen the first 3, and I remember the second one being the best one. Because
The
it had
thing
a
is, I
werewolf
fucking
in it.
hate Jacob, and obviously, as it
best?
goes on, Jacob gets a lot more like playtime. I fucking can't stand that bitch. Fuck Taylor Lautner.
So were you
That
team
piece of
Edward
shit.
all
I'm
the
glad
way?
Edward
So you were
died.
Team Edward. That's why you
Team
gave the
Edward.
Batman an 8 out of 10, even though everybody says you hate it, right? You're always Team Edward.
I would love to hear MauLer's opinion on this. You need to do a proper review of it, MauLer.
I don't think you want to hear his
No.
opinion. Judging by the laughing, I don't think you want his opinion.
Me and my dad went to go see something in the cinema. I don't know what it was, but we fucked up the times, and so instead of going home, we went and saw Twilight because all I knew was that it was a vampire movie, and I was like, I like
Oh, yeah.
vampires. I never touched the series ever again. That was one of the worst experiences of my life.
That fooled so many people. That's actually how I watched the first one as well. It's like I thought it was just going to be a vampire movie.
You
but
watched all of them, though.
and then
It's
I
like,
watched
look, man, that's how they get you.
every
Just
single one.
Shad, I thought you did because your wife wanted. I was like giving you an out.
I wasn't married when I first watched the first one, but I
Was
read
this
by the
on
end of
one
them?
of your one dates before you got
I-
married
I-
after 18 days? You guys could finally have sex.
It happened
Look,
pretty
I mean, you
quick,
got married
right?
after like 2 weeks or something. So
Yeah, exactly. And then after I was married, I read the books with her, and I became a very aficionado on that.
Should like reading over your
Okay,
shoulder.
whatever. Let's move on, please, God, please.
Yeah, so Wicked.
Chat, I apologize.
Yeah, let's move on to
back
something
to
less
Wicked.
gay. Let's talk about Wicked the musical.
Yeah. Let's talk
No.
about the clean up this
I
show.
sat down and watched a couple episodes with my wife of Glee. That sucked the testosterone out of my body. I was like redecorating my house. I started walking on my toes.
I thought that was her job.
That might be the gayest. No. Glee might be the gayest one anyone's brought up so far.
That's
Gary.
the gayest thing that ever exists, and that
Yeah.
really did kind of screw up TV for a
Are
long
we done
time.
with the
big time.
gay section of the episode?
Yes, we're moving on to well, I mean, all Hollywood.
What, you're telling me you're not a Gleetard, MauLer?
Gleetard. Gleetarded.
Aren't they called gleeks? Is it?
Not by me.
Gleeks and
That's
gamers.
terrible.
Oh
Somehow
God.
Gleek
That's
was
how
way
Piers
worse
Morgan
than gay
intro
started.
Jeremy.
Gleeks and Lamas.
Gleeks and gamers and games.
Oh God, I'm on my own on this one. Hang on. We'll see if the internet holds up. I might have to just read articles without showing them to you, but we'll give it a shot. We'll try.
Why? Because the article is too much bandwidth?
Dude, I'm in Peru in a hotel.
Did you listen
And
to
honestly,
that song play at
It's
the
less
beginning?
than your camera.
I just saw a $50 super chat come in. It said, "Is Twilight better than Batman versus Superman?" Yes, easily. Not even
No.
close.
Get the fuck out of here.
Dude,
What are you talking about?
Get the fuck out
listen
of
to me.
here.
Do you know? You want to know why? Because Twilight doesn't fuck up Batman and Superman. Oh, that's the bottom line. Like,
Batman's in Twilight, okay?
yeah, fuck
Dude, I'm gonna have
Batman.
to read this article.
Also,
like,
if it's just one to
this
one,
didn't
then
happen.
Fuck Batman and Superman.
Twilight's shorter, too.
But it
so
won't be
I
long
get
before
that.
Kristen Stewart is super bad. Okay, so
I'm really sorry, chat, that you will not be able to see the Variety article we're going to refer to in just a second here. You're just going to have to trust me. I could be just making all this shit up.
Share it, Gary.
Yeah.
You could. There's a link in the private chat.
Yeah, okay, that'd probably be easier. Here we go.
I don't want to trouble any of y'all. You know,
Are we just like
bad enough that you're here.
Do I need to keep ranting about BVS and how shitty it is in the meantime? When we're fine with that? No problem doing that.
No, we're good. We're
Oh,
good.
fuck
We've
that
heard that
movie.
one before.
But have you seen the
I mean,
director's
save
cut,
it till we
Jeremy?
need it.
That's the real question.
Yes. Every time I drink out of date milk, the cure is to give me a half gallon more of out of date milk, and that'll fix it. Hey, Jeremy,
have
you
it
didn't
queued
like
up.
2.5
You wanna-
hours of Snyder's bullshit? Here's
my
30
favorite
more
defense.
minutes of Snyder's bullshit. This will fix it.
It's my favorite defense.
And then you
say
have
that.
to write an article about Batman's sex life.
What's up, MauLer?
you haven't experienced the extended Rebel Moon. You can't even make that claim. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
Dude.
I don't even know what that
Gary, I
was.
have
Dude.
it queued up. If you want to.
Did
couldn't
anyone
do it.
actually watch the second part of the extended? 'Cause I didn't.
No.
Ryan's got it queued up. Christy,
Okay.
thanks.
I will say though,
I appreciate it.
Watchmen is fucking fantastic from Snyder.
It is.
I
Fantastic.
am kind of interested to know if there's more extended grain scenes. It's the only thing that might make me watch the second half.
This is so weird that like this is a photo that's supposed to look like his ties the red carpet.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
But it's just so,
So clever.
strange that this is a Variety article like picture. I don't know. From tariffs to taxes to tyranny, Hollywood braces for the possibility of a Donald Trump victory. Director Ali Abbasi basked in the applause, confident the 8-minute standing ovation The Apprentice was enjoying at the Cannes Film Festival last May meant that his 6-year gamble to bring the film to the screen is about to pay off. The movie, a look at Donald Trump's early years as a real estate developer and his friendship with Roy Cohn, was scouting for distribution. Armed with this kind of reception, Abbasi believed he'd soon have Netflix or one of the prominent indie studios knocking on his door. But though it drew interest from the usual suspects, there were no offers, not even a low ball. The film, which depicts Trump getting liposuction, abusing amphetamines, running his casino into the ground, and raping his first wife, Ivana, was simply too
wow.
hot to handle.
What?
How do you know
They
that?
described that as too hot.
Wow.
With Trump locked in a tight race for the White House, major studios, indie labels, streamers, or at least their corporate parents couldn't risk alienating the once and possibly future king. It's interesting because the people that have seen The Apprentice that I've talked to says that it's not they didn't view it as some sort of like hit piece on Trump necessarily. And they enjoyed the movie. But
You think you can have him raping his first wife and that's not a hit piece?
I haven't seen it, so I haven't seen that scene, so I don't really know what it looks like. But this is what Variety thinks about it.
Yeah, and I've heard from some peeps too, but I find it impossible that this is not a hit piece on Trump. I find it impossible.
The trailer makes it look like one.
I don't want to have this conversation, but how do you have a good portrayal of that event?
Yeah.
Maybe she like changed her mind after, like. I get it, Abbasi says. This guy can become the next president. We'll have all these tools at his disposal, which he's shown a willingness to use. So he can come after you with all these regulations and taxes, but it still upsets me. Abbasi's experience is a lot about the anxiety gripping the entertainment world as we watch its tumultuous, enormously consequential election unfold. From corporate suites to studio lots, Hollywood is bracing for a possible Trump return, one that could bring chaos and deepen political divisions in a polarized country. There's a lot of nervousness, says Skylar M. Moore, a partner at Greenberg Glusker, who practices entertainment, corporate, and tax law. They don't know exactly what he would do if he got back in power. The actors, writers, and directors who make most of Hollywood exports are overwhelmingly supportive of Kamala Harris and view Trump as an existential threat to their freedoms. They speak at rallies for the Democratic nominee, host fundraisers, make personal contributions, and they're terrified about what Trump would mean for everything from abortion access to environmental protections, to say nothing of the frontal assault on the rule of law he seems hell-bent on waging. Everything's at stake, says Sarah Paulson, the Emmy and Tony-winning actress and Harris supporter. Democracy is on the ballot as she's supporting someone that literally did not get a single, did not win her party's Democratic primary. Weird.
It's interesting that they describe America as a divided country and then say that Hollywood is overwhelmingly one-sided, and they don't think that actually that might be a problem.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't cross their mind ever. But we have
right.
continue, and then we have a response to this.
But the people who signed Paulson and other artists' checks have complicated loyalties. They seem more worried about making money than maintaining democratic norms. Weird that companies are worried about making money.
Yeah.
I can't believe that.
The number one priority, making money. Go figure.
For them, a second Trump term would mean lower taxes and less antitrust enforcement, a key attraction for a debt-ridden industry looking to consolidate. They're banking on Trump behaving like a generic Republican by embracing pro-business agenda. But Trump has been less interested in ideology and more attracted to the politics of personal grievance, one that rewards sycophants and punishes critics.
Being pro-business is bad by this article. Like, if they cut taxes and people make more profit, it's awful.
It is, because the activism has run through. And before Ryan continues real quick, they basically said an average Republican acts like an average Democrat. There's no fucking difference. That business that Hollywood has enjoyed has been under the rule of Democratic law for decades now. So in California.
It's just, if you want to win votes, calling your enemies low tax and pro-business probably isn't the way.
Yeah. Continue,
Ryan. Go ahead.
Trump's erratic behavior in his first term made it difficult for companies to figure out how to navigate his administration without offending him. Despite that challenge, his policies were often good for corporate bottom lines. In 2017, Trump signed a massive tax cut, lowering corporate tax rates from 35% to 21%. The bill included benefits that were especially helpful to Hollywood, included lowered rate on overseas income, and the ability to immediately write off the full cost of film and TV productions. Disney and Comcast each saved more than $6 billion in the following 4 years, according to the Institute on Taxation and Economic Policy.
It also helped me as well, middle class. So
Trump's erratic behavior is the biggest bullshit I've ever heard. By the way, absolutely. Donald Trump has been the most famous person in the world for the last 40 years. Have you ever seen him lose control in any interview? Have you ever seen him yell, scream, go after anyone aggressively? Have you ever seen that? No, you haven't.
But the tweets, Jeremy.
But the tweets.
I can't wait.
Tweets, yeah.
That's all they can run with too.
So much.
That's their new line is like, he's unhinged.
It's just fear mongering. It's the same thing you hear from all the celebrities. Like, who knows who he's going to throw in jail when he gets in power.
So the funny thing about it is that we see in the exact same rhetoric being leveled at Trump, because the fact that Biden really is mentally not there, but they keep parroting those comments saying, "Oh, Trump is unhinged. He's not mentally well," and we all know the current president is literally those things.
Economics of it, because this is the strange thing. Ryan just read that Comcast and Disney in particular benefited greatly off a Trump presidency. Yet they're against him.
They would have supported him. Yeah,
you think they would support him?
And even the next paragraph is going out, cutting taxes is a bad thing, and increasing them to 28% is a good thing. Like, It's universally renowned by everybody hates taxes. Everybody in the world hates taxes.
Except Democrats, they love them.
Except poor people.
Not when it's on
big
them.
guys are secretly voting for Trump because it's better for their bottom line.
No. There's no way you could. There might be a couple of high executives at Disney, but nobody on the fucking board is voting for Trump. They drank the Kool-Aid. They believe that shit.
Yep.
Look at how they run their company. There is no way they're just like, oh, we're just doing this for show. They are true believers.
Mm-hmm.
Don't let them out. Don't give them an out. They fucking believe this shit, and they are right now. We have an example of them leaving money on the table for this shit. Lots of billions of dollars, and most of these companies are in debt. Most of the major studios in Hollywood, they don't give a fuck.
You could understand though the sort of the man on the street kind of level of Disney wanting to push something, but you would think the CEO would be overpowering that because he loses $6 billion. You think the top-down approach, where the executives you wouldn't think would be, or they would get ousted.
So the only plausible explanation is there must be some kind of kickback somewhere.
Yeah. I mean, doesn't Iger want to get into politics as well, though? And
yes, he does.
He did a while ago. It's done for him, though.
Okay.
Like he would. I do think for a while there, maybe 10 years ago, I think a lot of people like look to him as somebody. Oh, look at how successful! Look at all these things he's acquired. Look at how he's building Disney. But so many of those things are now failing. That I just don't think it's realistic. No one respects him like that anymore. I don't know what you guys think about it, but
no, that makes sense.
If he'd left and not come back, he still would have been on the high bit, and so he could have got away with it. If anything, he screwed himself over by not letting. Yeah, well, it's always staying there. I think it was Variety did a massive article recently where they again went over the entire thing about how what was it? But Chapek at one point asked, "Who do I report to, Iger or the board?" And the answer came back both.
Yeah,
and so Iger was still fully in the chain of command all the way along.
Yeah, that's true. If Iger would have never come back, that would have been so good for his legacy. It would have been really good for his legacy, and he has completely destroyed his legacy in a lot of ways. And I'm not sure that he's going to be able to turn this around before he does ultimately step away at Disney.
Not sure that's gonna, they're not turning it around.
Well, everyone's talking about his replacement.
Take somebody else to do it.
Yeah. It's going to take a full, complete overhaul of Disney.
Absolutely.
Fix this, and that's really what it comes down to. Is Bob Iger doesn't even have the ability to fix it. Even if he wanted to, he doesn't have the ability.
Yeah, you're 100% right. Every Hollywood studio needs a Twitter house clean.
They need to be
every fucking one.
Yep.
Yeah, they need to basically clean that C-suite as well as the board as well for them to actually get any real change, and obviously get rid of the activist employees.
Well, the issue is both the people that the names have been raised to replace him are basically
other activists.
Well, yeah, they're just more of the same.
Yeah.
Oh, what was that? Who's the girl who's going to replace him? The one from ABC. What's her name?
I can't remember her name. There was also a guy that is to do with the parks that had his name raised as well.
Yeah, there's Josh somebody that they're considering too. There's a bunch of names. There's been so many names thrown around that potentially could replace him for the last feels like decade now. That I really don't know what the plan is. I'm not
about
sure.
This guy named Bob Chapek. He might have a chance.
I think he'd probably do. I think he'd probably do better if he came back. And when he was just told, if your employees kick off, fire them. I think he would, because he at least at the start had the right idea and then back down to the employees.
Almost.
Yeah. I think he's more likely to follow the money man attitude if given the power.
Chapek got so fucked over. He got a great golden parachute, or he'd be talking right now.
Yeah. One of the things that I reckon will make this like impossible for Disney to change stuff like that was just how hard it was for Elon to, purge Twitter. The crap that was infested in that company was so entrenched. Months later, he was coming out as like, we found something buried deep in the algorithm that was biasing, results and stuff like that. He almost had to rewrite the whole thing.
Yep. I think it's easier for Disney because a lot of it is creative decisions. And so if you fire the person, they can't make the decisions on the next project. So there is no lingering algorithm and stuff to kind of do with that.
But also, they'd have to get rid of so many employees. Like almost their entire staff seems to be drowning in that agenda.
Yeah,
There are the quiet minority, probably, or
I think you can sit in meetings and you can literally listen to how people speak, and I think you can find them based off just the way they speak. There was also something else X did was they literally sent out an email that goes, look, you're gonna have to work hard, you're gonna have to do this, you're gonna have to do it. If you don't like it, leave. And loads of them did. Loads of people will leave the moment they find out that they can't do what they want.
What? I can't have massages and lattes all day? I'm out of here. Yeah.
Well, that article, I mean, we don't need to read the whole thing, but I was skimming it there. And they're talking about the trade war, which means, I mean, Hollywood has competitors now. There's other articles that have gone out. I just shared the headline the other day or today. God, that tells you how tired I am. Well, I've been up for a long time, but there's only 20% of Hollywood's even in production of the entirety. Everything's moving to the UK right now. So here's a little contrast to when Trump was president. All right. So there was in 2018, this isn't adjusted for inflation, but the domestic box office total was $11,946,000,000. Worldwide was about 42 billion. There were $4 billion films. Black Panther, Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom. This is 2018, by the way. Incredibles 2, which I fucking hated, and Aquaman. Freaking
Holy
Aquaman.
crap. I mean, that is a testament to the health of the economy back then. If movies that bad could make that much money.
Yep.
2019. Oh, go on, Ryan.
Oh God,
it's just funny. Well, 2019, they got $9 billion movies.
Yeah. Go ahead. 2019, we had 11 billion at the box office, about 42.5 billion worldwide. They had Avengers Endgame at 2.7 billion. The Lion King, Frozen 2, Spider-Man Far From Home, Captain Marvel, Toy Story 4, Rise of Skywalker, Joker, and Aladdin. Rise of Skywalker made
the
$1 billion.
Rise of Skywalker. Good old.
I think Disney had 7 of those $1 billion movies.
They did.
Mm-hmm.
it was a nice time for them. Didn't last.
It's funny because now over the past calendar year, we've had sequels to a handful of those, right? The Marvels was a sequel to the $1 billion Captain Marvel, Aquaman 2, the sequel to the $1 billion Aquaman, and now Joker 2, sequel to $1 billion Joker. A little bit rough on the other side here.
As opposed to the post-COVID era, of course, 2020, there was nothing. It was a worldwide $11 billion. That's all the box office was. 2000.
How'd the Black Panther sequel do? I forget. Wakanda Forever.
Like 700 or 800 million, something like that.
Yeah. It didn't hit $1 billion, but it got kind of close.
Yeah.
When you factor in how much money it cost, I think it actually lost money for them, though.
Yeah.
It did.
It made less than Doctor Strange mom, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
A lot
Doctor
less.
Multiverse of Madness made $950 million, but it also cost around $400 million to make.
And it also made like 600 million opening weekend, right? Something like
It made
that.
450 opening
450.
weekend.
450 opening weekend, and fell off a cliff.
So 2021, there was $1 billion film. It was Spider-Man No Way Home. Worldwide box office was 21. This is now, the Biden presidency. So 21.6 billion. 2022, a bit of a recovery, 33.9 billion. There was $1 billion film, Avatar. Or no, there was 3. Sorry, there was one $2 billion film, which was Avatar. And then there was Top Gun and Jurassic World, Dominion, MauLer's favorite.
I think was it 2021 or 2 that Minions Rise of Gru that came out? That damn near $1 billion.
It got close.
I like that one.
It was like 900. The Minions movies very quietly all make just under $1 billion. It's fucking wild. They cost like $70 million to make. They just keep pumping out those Spanish-speaking little fucks, and kids go watch them.
That should be the ultimate question on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. How many of those films are there, including Despicable Me and Minions films?
Ooh, that's a great question.
Anyone knows the answer to that.
Evan?
Yeah.
The fact that autistic fucker knows that right off the top of his head is absolutely
There's
insane.
4 Despicable Me movies and 3 Minions movies. So, yeah.
He didn't even think about it. He didn't even think about it. He just
can't
said
pick
it.
his fucking pizza off the floor, but he can remember how many fucking Minion movies there are and crossovers.
I had no idea. I thought there was just one.
That was the 4 Despicable Me.
Maybe I'm
all
totally
3 Minions.
wrong. Somebody will fact check me, but at least I'm confident about it.
All you got to do is sound confident. That really works in a debate.
Yeah. It's true.
It is true. So, and last year was the quote unquote full release schedule they've had since COVID was still $10 billion off worldwide, $33.9 billion. The only $2 billion films, technically, Barbie and Super Mario Brothers. Oppenheimer was close. You can almost count it as $1 billion film, but that was it. And they're off this year. So they have not even gotten close to getting to the not adjusted for inflation worldwide box office totals of the Trump presidency. So you'd think they'd want him back. So there's something else going on in that industry. Otherwise they would want to make money. But now when you have an article that openly states it's almost like they want to make money.
Yeah, but, well, the question is, if the people, like, it could be linked. It could be that if you are this ideology, you also can't tell good stories. That to tell a good story, you have to innately believe in the other values. So if the hero's journey, I still think the hero's journey is like based in masculine values. It's hierarchical. It's about loyalty, overcoming challenge, self-improvement, all that kind of stuff. Whereas I think the sort of more equality kind of stories like Captain Marvel, where you're always great and people just put you down kind of
the hero's journey.
It's all about validating them that they're perfect the way they are.
It's not about improvement and growth. It's about validation.
Yeah, it could just be that if you are of this ideology, you cannot tell a good story. Yeah. Like you cannot tell the story that's required. Because I think the hero's journey isn't just a good way to tell a story. I think the core of that is any way to tell a story. Even when you do the villains, they still have to rise up through the ranks. They still have to achieve. They still have to do the Breaking Bad journey. That is the hero's journey, just told from the villain's perspective.
Yeah.
But it's the patriarchy, so it's bad.
Well, they're also, this is just me speculating, but there might
What if that leads to bad stories?
Yeah.
There might be some joint values between Democrats and Hollywood. I'm just wondering how many were going to those Diddy parties. It's just what I'm saying.
Well, it's the difference between 5 moral foundations and the 2 moral foundations.
It's been a while since we did a gay black rapper segment.
Apparently, some of the celebrities have hightailed it out of the country since the news of that broke.
I heard that before. I want to see proof of it.
Yeah, and also I think that is also probably explains a bit more as to why the border has not been gone after as much as it probably should be, because think about how many people are trafficked into this country every single year. Can't cut off that pipeline.
Nope.
It's disgusting.
Josiah Rises is tracking every celebrity.
Good.
Tom Hanks.
Yeah, he's got a video coming out soon. One Direction singer leaves Hollywood
Permanently.
Hollywood via Argentina.
So no, it's not looking. The rest of the year isn't looking great for Hollywood. Wicked. Ryan's right. I think Wicked will make money. At least it's opening weekend. I think it's going to make a lot of money. Yeah,
because I saw some people saying this will bomb because it's like I don't think you understand.
Well, that reminds me of when people said Minecraft movie is going to bomb. It's like it probably won't.
No.
That one. Sorry, I don't know about that because some of the reaction that kids are having, like the target demographic for that is like fucking kids, to get them to like whine at their parents enough to get them to take them to that fucking movie. A lot of kids think it looks retarded.
I don't know. I feel like maybe
it is still like one of the biggest IPs and massive franchises out there.
Well, that's like anecdotally, my kids are friggin' so heavy into Minecraft. They've played that for years. Not a single one is requested to go see the movie.
Yeah, I don't know how to gauge Minecraft or Wicked. First of all, I have no comprehension of like Wicked being like this big, massive thing. It's completely just foreign to me. Obviously, I know how big Minecraft is, but I don't feel like if you look at the like to dislike ratio on that Minecraft trailer, it's fucking terrible. And if Minecraft fans don't like it, so I'm not sure where the excitement is for that, but I know there's going to be a curiosity factor, especially opening weekend, just to see what it's all about.
Yeah, like I think the sequel, if they make one, would be the one that would flop out of what would happen. The first one, I feel like a lot of people will give it a chance.
Yeah,
it'll be terrible.
It's strange, man, because the same thing with like Joker 2, for instance. Like regardless of like how everybody was like, well, we don't need another Joker movie. You know, the Joker was usually when you have a highly successful film that has a sequel, the opening weekend is always strong, and then there's a massive fall off. No one went to see Joker opening weekend.
Yeah, I would put the you're right. I would just put the caveat, the one that had cultural impact. right? Like
Yeah.
Aquaman's $1 billion and it like having a sequel that flopped didn't
That's
surprise
true.
me at all. But
Yeah.
like Joker 2 did. Like that
Yeah.
it surprised me, at least for the opening weekend.
Yeah. So yeah, I really don't know. I don't know what to think about Minecraft because initially when I heard it was released and then we saw the trailer, I'm not a Minecraft person. So I watched this as like, this probably works for Minecraft people. It looks fucking horrible to me, but it's clear like the audience, the core audience is not liking that Minecraft trailer, but it's still Minecraft. So there's still going to be a bunch of masses, a lot of kids that are going to be begging their parents to go see it just out of curiosity. So that one's going to be interesting. How many $1 billion films do we have this year? We have two, right? Two.
Both Disney.
Two from Disney from the summer.
And it looks like those are going to be the only two.
Well, we got Mufasa the Lion King coming out.
Gladiator 2, a bazillion
Gladiator 2.
Do it, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, what
making $1 billion? No way.
Is there another Frozen?
Not this year. War of the Rohirrim, the only movie I was like really.
Isn't Moana 2 coming out?
Yes,
Moana 2 is.
Yes.
November,
and it's coming out right around the time. Yeah, it's supposed to come out like a week
that
after.
That to me is the
Wicked.
dark horse for a $1 billion
Well,
film because
too,
people
yeah.
honestly I think sometimes forget just how huge Moana is as an IP. Like not just how many people saw it the first time, but also how many watch it on repeat on Disney Plus or on any of the streaming services. So I think that film actually has a lot of potential. It really ultimately.
I mean, families with kids.
Yeah,
that thing that Disney's been telling to fuck off for a while. Yeah.
Like we saw with Inside Out 2, if you just go out there and make another standard Disney Pixar movie, whatever, and don't put any hints of the woke bullshit, people will come out and see it.
Yeah. Make a normal fucking movie. And
I mean,
like,
that happened with
I ain't watching
Inside
it,
Out
but-
2, and Moana 1 is actually a really good film.
I like it. Yeah, I like the first Moana.
Did anyone here see Inside Out 2? I still don't. Even
I did.
know.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I thought it was fine. I thought it was good. It's not like the glory days of Pixar, but I enjoyed it for what it was. I saw the first Inside Out one time back when it first came out. I liked it. I think other people loved the first Inside Out more than me. So I don't think it brings you back to like the glory days of Pixar with like the Toy Story movies or Finding Nemo or anything like that. But it's a solid movie. Not something I really want to revisit, but I enjoyed it for what it was. And there was nothing there was no wokeness or anything like that at all.
I don't have any feelings, so I can't relate to it.
There you go. The chat mentioned, I don't think it's going to make $1 billion, but I think the biggest surprise this year is Beetlejuice 2. I think made a lot of fucking money.
Really?
Dude.
It did?
Over 400 million. Yeah.
How did it do internationally?
Not very well because
not very well
about Beetlejuice.
Yeah,
much
more of a
they're waiting to bring the third Frozen movie out under the Trump administration. So when the machete attacks happen, they can blame it on Trump supporters.
They can blame it on
so
hope they have the metal detectors out for that one, Jeremy.
Yeah, I know, right?
That was so lame.
You brought that up on Piers, right? Didn't you bring that up on Piers Morgan? The machete attacks.
I brought up that I had to go through a metal detector to go see Joker.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And at first I was like, is this normal for New York? And they're like, no. Okay. And I was with Jeremy. At New York Comic Con. I guess that's going on right now.
Stop the angry Chud army from bringing all those weapons.
Chuds.
And then at the same time, over somewhere like in the UK or something, there was a machete attack at the Frozen 2 premiere.
Every day in London.
That was in London.
That's fine. London, Manchester, Birmingham.
Yeah.
That was aside from the normal machete attacks in London.
Yeah, there was one more that day out of the normal 100.
Dude, if they were truly worried about people killing each other over Joker 1, were they worried about people killing themselves over the sequel?
Yeah. Look, this is for your own protection, all right?
Actually, I was thinking about it.
Not gonna lie.
Hey, MauLer, do you think, and I haven't heard your takes on Joker 2, you've seen it, right?
Yeah.
Do you think Harley represented the audience?
Yes.
Okay, that was my takeaway, is that she was there to tell the Joker, like, I only care about you if you're the madman, but the moment you're not the madman, we're going to abandon you. We're the one pushing you to become this thing. That's what I felt like she was in the movie.
It's an interesting
what I kind of hated
observation.
about the film was that it was telling me as the audience member, like, you didn't care about Arthur Fleck, you only cared about Joker. I was like,
Right.
the whole fucking
Which is
movie,
true.
first
I only
one-
cared about the joke.
Mhm.
Well, I cared about the man. I cared about what happened to him and how he got there. I enjoy the Joker, of course, but I didn't really. I assume this isn't a hot take for any of you. Didn't really see him as DC's Joker. I just saw him as
No.
a guy who'd lost his fucking
But he should
mind.
be a version of the Joker, and he was like, it reduced him to basically just a weak, broken person, whereas the Joker was the strong version of him.
No,
again,
yeah,
that's
I
the
got you on
hero's
that, yeah.
even though he's the villain, it was the hero, like improving over time, overcoming challenges, no matter how he did it.
So, what
And
made
we're seeing that with
third
another
act-
Batman villain.
Yeah, what made the third act hit so hard for me was the first two, though. Like showing me how he got there and why he got there, and then why he made those decisions. Right, like that's what made it so engaging. So, you know, having them tell me like you didn't even care, I was like, I thought that was the whole fucking point of the first movie, was to get me invested by showing me the life he had to live. You know, the horrible upbringing he had, the abuse he suffers, and then the decisions he makes, and you know, it'll come in crashing down.
It's interesting that you see it as not care, like they're telling you don't care, because I saw it more as telling you what would happen if you followed that path. So if you stood up for yourself, then they would crush you, and the more you stood up for yourself, the more they would crush you. I think it was definitely more because people liked the ending, where essentially he was rebelling against what he called the system. In this one, it was like, no, we have to show you the effects of that. If you stand up, you will be crushed. And it was like, it was literally the higher he came, the more he became the Joker and actually stood up for himself.
Oh, dude,
the more he was destroyed by the system to crush him.
I'm with you
sure
on that. I think that's in there. I think there's a lot in there. I think it's kind of a foul movie. Like it has a hell of a lot of
spiteful and
awfulness
horrific, and it's meant to make you feel awful.
Yep, absolutely. So, yeah, I mean, it was interesting to watch it because I did watch the first Joker film before I went to see this one, and you watch them back to back, and it's very obvious what they're trying to do in this movie. I mean, it doesn't take a lot of deep thought to notice what's going on here. And to be fair to Todd Phillips, he accomplished exactly what he wanted to accomplish. That was his intent. So his intent was to, let you know that he does not like you as the audience, and he doesn't want anything to do with you. He did a 2-hour version of Zack Snyder denouncing Geeks and Gamers. He just did it in 2 hours in a movie is what he did. To let you know that we're not affiliated with all you fucking weirdos. And as I said on Piers Morgan, to get $1 billion, there's no one type of fan that the Joker in 2019 was appealing to. To get to $1 billion, you're getting everybody. You're getting hardcore fans. You're getting normies. You're just getting word of mouth. You're getting people that are just genuinely interested because they heard water cooler talk at the mall or at their work or on social media. It takes all types of people to get a movie to $1 billion to hit that mass appeal. So to try to say that this is a specifically one type of fan is just such a Hollywood fucking thing. Yeah, like, oh, we don't want any of you MAGA supporters.
Also, most of it came from international, so it's like the opposite of a MAGA supporter, right? Like 800 plus million came from that audience, and if you look at the country breakdown, it's like the same amount from almost every single country, which means it performed well everywhere it was.
But it's because the message that the world is awful, people will crap on you, and you want to stand up for yourself is relatable to everybody. Even if you you don't have to like what he did, he killed people, he went too far, whatever, the standard caveats, you can still relate to the urge of it'd be so much easier if you just pissed off.
See, and that kind of like mature point of view on the film is fucking lost on so many of the people who are like worried, like, oh no.
Well, I think the director had it originally. I actually think it's the media and that uproar affected him. And that's why he went over the top in the second one, because I think he basically internalized that. But in the first movie, he saw it from that perspective.
Yeah, no one should have to explain like that. You find parts of the story super engaging and you understand certain things without having to always roll out the "I'm not gonna kill anyone." I'm not talking.
Yeah, I think that like there are just very few people out there that viewed Arthur Fleck's Joker as some type of hero or someone to look up to. You can take elements of what happened to him and have empathy or sympathy for the things that he's gone through and still realize that that's a warning and not something that you want to end up like.
Yeah, it's that simple.
I mean, this has been said before, but the majority of the whole point of the movie is the fact that if somebody just reached out to him and cared, maybe he would not have gone down this path.
We're men. We don't do that. Fuck.
Yeah. Oh, man. All right, I got to go. I'll see you guys later. Fuck you, Gary.
Fuck you.
All right, see y'all later. Bye, everybody.
Now we can have intellectual conversations.
Good to stream with my good friend Chad, the only person that has a decent opinion around here. Fuck everybody else.
Get back to gamers and games.
All right, bye, everybody.
Geeks and
gays. All right, hail Friday Night Tights. See you guys Wednesday, San Antonio.
Yeah, see you Wednesday, man.
All right, bye, everyone. All right. Someone said, "Thank God Jeremy's leaving." Fuck it, I'm staying now. All right, bye everybody. See you later.
Oh, Jeremy.
That was my burner.
Oh.
So.
Yeah, it was. Hey, let's now that he's gone, let's talk about something fun. Speaking of, owning chuds, the people who like to own the chuds are going to be very sad to hear that Gina's lawsuit is going forward. I believe it was, correct me if I'm wrong, Ryan, because you pay attention to this shit more, and I just kind of browsed the article. Was it the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals they went to? Yes.
Yeah. So the decision, right? The big decision that happened a few months ago was effectively whether the case can move forward or not. Disney wanted to get the entire thing thrown out before there was any potential discovery or whatnot. The court looked at everything they had to say. Gina and Elon's ex-lawyers and everything, they basically said, hey, they fired me because of my opinions, but look at how all these other people are able to voice their opinions. And Disney basically came back with the stunning argument, yeah, we did, but we think we can. The judge said, well, so up here to go to trial, so looks like you guys have yourself a trial. Obviously, Disney has the right to then make an appeal on that decision, and they kind of quickly got it routed up to the Ninth Circuit Court. Usually doesn't happen, I don't think, in this timely of a fashion, but then the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals said, nope, decision stands, going to trial.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I guess I could just, instead of typing this, could you share that, Chrissy? I put the Gina's tweet in the private chat. Yeah, thanks.
I got that tweet.
And
yeah, that was nice to see. I wasn't expecting that. I saw that. I'm like, hell yeah. Discovery. Let's fucking go.
I hope Disney bleeds from this.
And like the interesting thing about this was that they usually the appeal can happen, but the process starts because discovery, especially in a case like this, is going to take a long fucking time, right? There's a lot of emails and a lot of different people to look into when it comes to this case. And I believe that a lot of that shit was delayed while they made the appeal process, which is a little bit not standard, I suppose.
But Chrissy, I love you.
I have it. Is it not?
Dark mode.
Dark mode.
Dark mode.
It's in settings.
Yeah, you get a settings.
Look, I promised my dad I'd never go dark mode.
Hey, that's a promise you should keep.
Believe you said that.
I'm sure Frank's happy about that too.
How is society not evolved that we're in dark mode default? Come on,
I know.
Poor people who don't know how to use settings.
Look, dark mode's overrated. Okay.
What?
No, it isn't.
That's
How do you keep your eyesight?
You dark mode, you never go back. I've heard the stories.
It's true.
That's true. Absolutely true. So what Gina says here is update. After the judge denied Disney's request to dismiss my case, Disney requested permission to immediately appeal that decision to the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals and delay all discovery while that appeal takes place. Yesterday, as Ryan said, yesterday, October 16th, 2024, we learned that the judge denied Disney's unusual request. I am obviously very pleased with the opportunity to keep moving forward with the judicial process and into discovery. I am too. Just want to point that out.
That discovery is going to be fucking beautiful, man.
Cool.
I don't think we'll ever get to it, but we'll see. While I wish this was not necessary, as it is not my desire to be in a battle in court, I will not shrink away from it because it is hard or uncomfortable. Again, a huge thanks to all of you who have shown me support daily, to my incredible lawyers, and to Elon Musk and the people at X for the opportunity to in continuing this lawsuit seeking justice. Hell yeah. And then she's got the decision there, which I'm not going to read because I'm not a lawyer, although I've been in a lot of courtrooms. And I think this is fucking great. It goes in front of a jury next year. I think it said July of next year. It was June or July. It said it in another report. So it's going to be a while. As Ryan said, this is going to take a while to get to discovery. And, it just shows the hypocrisy of they fired her for, we all know why they really fired her. We've gone over it a million times, but it was beep, bop, boop. That's why she got fired. It wasn't even the reposting the very accurate, basically meme that she put. I can't remember if it was on Instagram or TikTok or whatever.
It was Instagram.
But it was Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she got fired for not bending the knee to the pronoun police, and they wanted her to go through all this shit. And she was very open about it because she has the biggest balls in Hollywood. I mean, like, there's other actors who are probably in that position who just shut up because they need to keep working there because it's the only place they can work. And that's starting to change. But there's a lot of people secretly very happy for Gina in Hollywood. And unfortunately, I wish they were braver and they would come out like her and calling out the system as bad as it is. Hi, dog. Whose dog was that?
Hi, doggy.
It was mine. Wife just got home.
Yeah.
Maybe that was your wife barking. Oh.
Yeah. Oh. You said it, not me. Comics. I met your wife. She's a nice lady.
It's all good, man. It's all good.
She's a good wife. Good
She was
wife.
definitely human.
Very
my
much
girl.
human.
Who's a good wife?
Pees up your leg when you come home.
Yeah. Dude, if a wife greeted you every day when you got home like a dog, oh, that's a good marriage, man. Come on.
There's
Ready
that
to
the Twitter video where there's literally a couple where she waits
By
at the door every
sniffing
time
your
he comes home.
Yeah. I don't know. My dog doesn't sniff my asshole, dude. Does yours?
Yeah, cover it up. So you keep your pants on.
You said greeted like
still
a dog.
healthy.
That's what you said.
They're just really happy to see you every day. You go away for 5 minutes and you come back. They're like, because they have no sense of time, right?
Well,
a dog
time for
doesn't
them is 7 times
Crawling around on
longer.
the floor.
Well, 5 minutes and 1 hour, they don't know the difference. They just think you're gone forever every time you
You're
leave.
dead.
So-
You're never coming back.
Yep.
Mhm.
So they're very happy to see you when you get back. Yeah, I think, Gina winning is great. And I can't wait till next summer. And if that's indeed when the court case is, and good for Gina. We always support Gina. We're going to see her at SpaceCon. She's going to be at SpaceCon too.
Why don't you think that Discovery will happen?
Oh, I think Disney will try to settle with her. Now it's I don't know if Gina will settle though. I mean, it's entirely up to her. If she asked
isn't it
me,
whether
I would
X
say don't
wants to
fuck
settle?
them.
Because isn't
Well, how
X
much-
funding this? So wouldn't they
X
be
is
the
funding
ones
it, but
that
it's
have
like her decision. It's her suit. So I would imagine she would, it's not like they're going to overpower her in her name. If she,
They are
if she,
Disney. They might offer.
I
a
would
shit
have
ton.
I would have thought before the suit started they would have come up with goals of what they want to achieve out of this.
you would think that, but that's not exactly how our system works all the time. A lot of stuff is by the seat of their pants. I think the goal probably would be discovery and an apology. Do you think we'd ever get that from Disney? No, they're
Probably
kind of
not.
no.
Yeah, because I think X's end game with this is to make companies understand that if you fire someone for anything they said on this platform, we will sue you.
Mhm.
And so it's about sending the message, and they don't really care how. as
Yeah,
long as it sends the
and
message.
I mean, not that anybody needs, just in case anybody's wondering, X, which is part of Elon's, Tesla and SpaceX, much bigger companies than Disney. Like Disney, Elon is bigger than Disney, is more
Wow.
powerful than Disney. He's got more fucking money than Disney. So, yeah, they're kind of in a pickle because he probably has better lawyers too.
Mhm.
She probably doesn't have to scrub lawyers. But again, I'm not a lawyer.
One of the problems is that they're taking advantage of kind of some fucking what I think are stupid laws in California about sex
Yes.
discrimination for employers, and they're essentially saying, because we obviously all know she was fired because
Mhm.
she was tweeting things that weren't far left, right?
Mhm.
She was tweeting things a lot of other normal people do, but not anybody else. But what they're showing is that she was treated differently than all these other different male leftists
Oh.
Yep.
at
Loophole.
Disney employed by
What's the
Marvel and
loophole?
Lucasfilm. So they're taking advantage of
Mhm.
what I think is a
Good.
fucking stupid law to try to show, hey, look at these people making very inflammatory political posts, but you didn't do anything to them because they're men.
Yeah.
You fired
Great.
me. So that's
That's
like the
awesome.
basis of this, which a lot of people aren't really talking about in general, but they're able to take advantage of a specifically Californian law to do this.
Yeah,
I think
agree
that's
with
I
Ryan.
think
Just
that's the
fucking do it,
genius
man.
part.
Yeah.
That's the absolute genius
Yeah.
part of it. Like to use their own language, use their
Yep.
own stupidity.
Use
against
their
them.
own garbage against them.
Yep.
It's interesting though that the lawyers thought that would be a stronger argument than the Constitution, which says you can say whatever you want.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
she's
but
a
we're also
woman.
talking about companies, right? So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Talking about companies and one that just thought they can get away with it because they have. They've gotten away with this shit forever and they didn't expect somebody to fight back. And that's how most of this works. That's why, most of these people who feel that safety net with their unions and shit, it's all crap. They're not, that is just there for show. You're not safe. When they want to get rid of you, California's still an at-will state. They will fucking fire you. They will find a reason. There's nothing your fucking union can ever do about it. They'll just go, really sorry, we tried. You know, that was it. That's it.
Unions have always been a way of collectivizing other people for personal profit of one person at the top. That's what unions have always been. It's about how much money does it take for one. Like, if you collectivize under one person, you only have to get that one person on side. It makes it easier for the company, not worse.
Ever since like unions were first formed and people stopped having so many accidents where they like got arms ground up in a meat grinder and still like, you know, had to work the next day. Like, that was the last time I thought unions served any actual real good purpose. Pretty much.
They've always made the circumstances worse for people just because of how business, like, if you get together in a union and you force them to raise your wages, they will do something to make your life worse, because if you force them to falsely raise wages, you don't increase the value of the labor. All you do is make that job completely impossible to have in a company, because now you're paying someone more than it's worth. You are falsely inflating a system. It does not work economically. And so this is why they always come back. They will take your holiday leave, or they'll take some kind of bonus that you had, because they have to pay for it somewhere. And so,
or the industry collapses. Like when you look at what happened with the auto workers. God, what was this, like fucking 15 years ago? I kind of lose track of when all that stuff went out. But we had to bail out the auto industry. Like, when you look at stuff like that, you had these unions that agreed to such beneficial terms where you had people getting paid 90% of their full wages and not doing any work at all because there wasn't enough work to do. But because of union contracts, they came there and they just sat in a room all day and got paid 90% of their already incredibly inflated wage.
Oh, okay. So, you know, the bus system in San Francisco, Ryan, of course, it's unionized. They have a tier system. They have a system of like seniority. So the guy who's been there the longest sits there and plays fucking chess all day and drives one route. This was like back when I was there. It was like 5 or 6 years ago. But I knew a bus driver there, and the guy with top priority, because he's union, he gets all that money. He drives one fucking route and sits around and plays fucking chess all day, and taxpayer pay for it. Yeah, that's unions, baby.
Yeah, increasing minimum wage doesn't make that job magically worth more. If you want to increase your wages, the best way is to move to another company where you know the wage in advance, and so you can keep hopping to get higher and higher wages. That's the way it works at the moment. But it's the same in the acting industry and everything else. There's the American Union, so they're like, we increase all our wages. Great, we'll just go abroad then. We can make TV shows elsewhere. Koreans don't have any of this stuff. The actors in Korea don't have residuals, so that's a long-term thing, because they see getting the second series as their residual payment, because then they get paid more for the second series. So lots of other companies do it different ways, and when you live in an international economy, you can't make rules just for your local area. It doesn't work.
No. Hollywood's finding that out. Like, the thought of having, like, unions are ridiculous anyway, but the thought of a union in fucking Hollywood for pretend, like you're protecting a worker who's like going to a fucking salt mine, or you're protecting, you know, they don't protect children very much in Hollywood. Just want to point that out.
Oh, so, like to me, I feel like unions actually did serve a purpose a very long time ago.
Yes.
When there was legit super unsafe shit that was sometimes going on and nobody knew. It was really easy to cover stuff up. Nowadays, when every time somebody gets misgendered at fucking work, they turn on their cell phone and try to tell everybody in the world about it. I think what I think was one of the actual beneficial things about unions, people that can go in there and look into work practices, making sure that these companies aren't mistreating their workers and shit like that. A lot of that is now, we have a 24-hour news cycle and everybody has a fucking camera on their phone at all times.
Yep. And back to what Ryan's saying, there's enough ridiculous, stupid laws on the books in California where unions, you don't need them. Like every rule the union has, California has a law for it already. So it's just, I don't know, it's redundant. Oh my God. I saw a Paul Joseph Watson video came out today. Did you see? I don't know if anybody saw this. There's a soap opera called The Doctors in Disbury. I'm sure you watch it all the time.
No, but I heard it referenced on other TV shows.
God, you have to watch that video. I can't even put it into context.
I think your mic's gone.
Your mic just went. You muted yourself.
Oh.
Happening is my fucking fridge. Every time it turns on, it doesn't.
Wait, what? That was random.
fridge in my fucking hotel room. Every time it turns on, it power surges and it knocks out my USB. Sorry.
Oh, wow.
Genuinely a first that the fridge is sabotaging
It
it.
is.
The electrics
I
can't
should probably
power a fridge.
unplug the fridge. But,
So their Wi-Fi is okay, but when it comes to the electricity,
it's a
little
little
sketchy.
wonky. It's a little wonky. But yeah, like it showed there's a whole episode of a guy getting reprimanded for like pronouns are stupid. It's fucking hilarious. And I can't believe that's a show. Actually, I can. I've been to your country, Disparu. Some of your soap
Is that
operas
the
are fucking
same?
weird.
Is that the same one which
Doctors.
had the Doctor? Yeah, but Doctor Who's companion, is she in that?
She might be. I couldn't tell.
Because
Hang on.
there is a Doctor's.
Which companion? Which companion?
It's not the one.
I can't remember her name.
Shooties?
She only did one
Shooties?
series. No. Martha.
Are we
Martha.
talking about the one?
Freema Agerman.
Yes.
Is it the one where racism gives someone
Yes,
cancer?
yes,
Is it
that's
that-
what I was
Yeah,
going to bring up.
I was
There's a
about to
Doctor
mention
series
that.
where he comes out and he goes, I don't know what the problem is, but I think it's because he has to pass a load of stress
Racism.
and he has to internalize it. And so the internalized stress, of course, dealing with all this stuff, has actually caused the disease. And she's like, what she means is, cancer gave him, like, racism gave him cancer. And everyone was like, looking at each other as if, like, what the hell?
And he
It's the
delivers
best
it
clip
so
ever.
earnestly. He's like, racism.
Yeah,
Cancer.
I keep using that in my videos.
I want to see Disparu's version of the show where cancer gave him racism.
Well, cancer is actually racist. It affects more black people.
Well, yeah, here in America, the union hit like the Hollywood union has just turned into like another HR department. Somebody sent me, I can't show them. I'll show them next week. Somebody sent me a bunch of cringe videos of Star Trek actors doing like little bits to not offend anybody who's handicapped. And it's I got 7 of 9 in, and they're fucking terrible. And they have like 5 views. They're on YouTube. They have like 5 views on them. We'll show them next week when I have the capability.
I always remember
bad.
Ross Noble's jokes. He was in like a music festival, so he's in the tent in the middle of a muddy field, and he just starts making jokes about wheelchair users, and the entire audience turns on him. And they were like, "Oh, you can't say that kind of thing." It's like, what they gotta do? I'm in the middle of the field. They can't chase me. I just run away. It's like really, all the fun. It's like if anything, that's the one group you can insult safely.
So who here's seen the Penguin?
Yeah.
I have.
Yeah,
I have.
you have. MauLer, what'd you think of episode 4?
Oh, how neat! How neat to have a fun. You know what's funny? Because we briefly talked about the fucking Agatha, the show's connections being a spin-off from a bigger thing, and it's all about a villain. And it's supposed to give you a history. The fact that these 2 episodes are both a history of a
Flashback.
like,
Yeah.
I was just like, what the fuck? How do these coincidences happen? It's like insane. But it's such a wonderful like how not to do it and then how to fucking do it.
Yeah.
How far are we going with spoilers here? Because some people haven't seen it.
It's been
It's
5
been
fucking
5
days, so if
days.
you haven't seen it, it's your own damn fault.
Dude, I spoiled it the day after. Come on.
Well, all right. I mean,
We could spoil
it's
it. I
difficult
mean,
to
like,
talk
it
about
doesn't
without
spoil
spoilers.
the series.
No, it
Still,
doesn't.
like,
A lot of like this is all just kind of well, other than I guess what she does in the last 5 minutes, all of it is figuring out a lot of things that were partial guesswork already. You know,
Yep.
but kind of explaining what their history was. So it's not really a spoilery episode.
No.
I did see some chatter about it possibly being a girl boss episode before I saw it because I didn't see it till today, right? And you know, we don't know where the show's going, so I'm going to judge it episode by episode. But I thought this one, if you pay attention, Penguin's still in the. This is a Sophia episode, by the way. And what's the actress name? I should know
Kristen
her name.
Milioti.
Yeah, I don't know.
She's really fucking good.
Whatever she wants me to call her.
She is so good in this.
I am in
series.
agreement with you, Ryan.
should we get that? Should we get the snipping out of the way?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like. She can sit on my face until I can't breathe. Like,
I was going to make a George Floyd joke.
yeah, but yeah, like I mean, I've been saying the whole time. I went from I can fix her, and then in episode 3, I was like, no, you don't. I don't need to fix you. I just want you just the way you are. And I feel more that way after episode 4.
No, it focused on her, and it was mostly a flashback after she got bailed on by Penguin at the end of episode 3, which was focused on Victor. And it kind of showed you what the Falcone family kind of did to her. There was definitely like a line in there, you know, that I was like, I kind of rolled my eyes at. But after that, it shows that they broke her properly, right? And she turns it. It's a kind of a mini villain origin story because she's the villain of the story. She's the villain. She's the antagonist of the story.
She is the antagonist. Like they've set that up. Obviously, in episode 3, they really showed you. Okay, if you thought there was going to be a way for these two to work together to take over the city, you are fucking wrong. Not going to happen. It's going to be Oz and Sophia battling for power.
And I love in this episode, the little bits they put Oz in, like he's hearing every conversation and he knows exactly what's going on.
Well, I was actually going to say, Gary, were you referencing the line about you have a cock, so you'll get a promotion?
Yep.
Yeah. Don't you think, I mean, watching the episode, she's the one that gets the opportunity that no one else gets.
True.
And she fucks it up. And Oz
has
to work his ass off to climb the ladder. And he didn't even want to, let's say, he wanted to look after it first, but she fucked him over in a sense, right? This is what I like about it. It didn't make Oz some kind of fucking hero or anything. It's just that she shot on him just like everyone else does.
Yes.
And he was like, you know what? Fuck you then. I'm out for myself. I'll take care of myself.
Well, yeah, because they do show that like she's got a good life. She's got this like really privileged life that brought on by horrible crime and whatever her dad is doing. And that, now we understand why Mark Strong was brought in.
Oh yeah, that's justified at this point. Holy shit.
Totally justified. He was fucking great in his couple little scenes. He was fucking great.
Also, he's always
that
been such a solid actor.
That promotion line doesn't really work when she was going to be next in line. Like the boss did come say, and you will be the leader.
So
even she was wrong about that.
Yeah, she was wrong. I think, I'm not going to say that she deserved anything that fucking happened to her, but I'm going to say she kind of fucked up. She should have known better than to meet with a journalist that's going to take down her whole family.
She shouldn't have talked to the press about her murderous father.
Well, so what I really liked about the writing was that was enough for her dad to want a conversation, to chastise her, to be like, what the fuck are you doing? But the second she referenced that she had some concerns about the nature of her mother's death, I love the moment where he basically decides, like,
she's gone. I'm washing my hands of her. She's crazy. Throw her away.
Well, it's combination of all of that, like how he would feel about it. But I think it's also like him sort of being like, holy shit, she could destroy me and this family. So we've got to destroy her first. And that's what
that's the nature of that mob mentality, right? If you're not with the family, then you're a danger to the family. Yeah.
Which is basically how they treat her in the episode too.
Oh yeah.
Oh, they do.
It's what she learns as well, because it kind of starts off originally when she goes in there. It's kind of like, oh, look at what all these evil men did to me. And that dies the moment she slams that girl's head into the table. The moment she decides just to kill her for no reason whatsoever. Any kind of excuse of, I'm so oppressed, blah, 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 goes along. Now she's as bad as they are.
Yep. Magpie's not going to make it.
This is what I mean about the episode is clearly making a few points, because the only person who looks out for her is a guy. All the women in her family abandon her as well.
Yeah. Chrissy's back, by the way.
Oh, thank you, Ryan. I'm an idiot, but you knew that.
I was stuck in the back.
But I love the fact that probably from the beginning, her dad wanted to turn her into the hangman, and he was successful. Like all the work they did.
Yes.
And it's such an effective scene, and you can even tell there's a bit of her probably that's just like, fuck it, yes, that's who I am, I guess. Like, screw
if everyone's telling me this, that I'm just gonna be this. Yeah.
Yep.
Does anything
I think it's
happen?
also training that this is what's required to lead this family. You have to be willing to do this. You can't let people take advantage of you. So I'm going to show you by doing it to you what is necessary to lead this family. Like, if anything, he was probably wrong to say she could leave it in the first place, because she didn't even seem to know what the family did.
She did seem a little bit in the dark about some of that stuff.
Yeah, like finding out that your father kills people shouldn't be news to you. Like your mother, sure, that should be a surprise, but the rest of them, like, okay.
Yeah. Like, who really cares? And, she was chosen over her brother, even despite that line. But, her brother's, a partier.
Fucking idiot.
And an idiot.
Well, I also think that line was delivered before that dinner where Carmine says, hey, I want you to take over for me.
No, that's what I mean. I feel like it's the show saying she's not perceptive enough prior to Arkham. And she's a little not perceptive enough post Arkham too. It's part of a problem that she has, and she recognizes it about herself. She's just a little bit too presumptive about how the world works.
Well, and I don't think she trusts herself at all. You know what I mean? even at the end of the first episode, where she has Oz dead to rights. She knows exactly what happens, but because of all the things that have gone on, she doesn't trust herself enough. So she's like letting him answer. Tell me, am I crazy? Like, do I have this right? Do I have this wrong? She didn't know. And then, of course, they have Vic set up the Maronis to make it seem like she was wrong. So then she definitely doesn't trust herself. Now that gets flipped because she was right about her the entire time.
The whole time.
At the end of the last episode.
Well, that might be what gave her the confidence just to wipe out the family. She's like, well, I'm right about all of this stuff, so I don't need
right all
confirmation
along,
from anyone
so,
else anymore.
And the way she wipes them out isn't like she just gets a gun or beats everyone.
No,
to death.
it's brilliant.
She uses a type of, carbon dioxide poison, I'm assuming is what they would go with it. But yeah, poison. Okay, so, what's the woman's weapon that they, the classic saying goes. And they've done something really fascinating.
Don't piss off people who cook your food.
Well, there's that as well. There's something, they've done something really fascinating with this character because making a really intimidating female villain can be difficult because there is a size difference and women are generally not as intimidating as men. And the thing that modern Hollywood gets so wrong is that they always try and do the whole girl boss, make them try and intimidate just like men, and it doesn't work. But what they've done in this show is something that I have only seen a couple of times, but damn, it can be effective. And it's when they kind of dive into the character's sense of vulnerability and insecurity that makes them more unhinged, that when she has that look in her eye where you don't know if she is angry or scared and that she might just flip out and shoot someone, right? And
that is the look that I'm chasing, yes.
And that ends up being a really intimidating kind of, archetype that they're playing with that works really well because this is the reality. Women on average are a bit more vulnerable than men. And if they dive that into this characterization to make her more unstable and more unpredictable because she might feel threatened and you don't know what's going to happen, it can end up making a really intimidating, unpredictable villain, and it works really well as a result.
Did the driver end up breaking up with his girlfriend? Or did they not
Victor?
get back
Yeah,
that was in the last episode.
Yeah,
that was implied.
He didn't show up to the bus. That was basically him saying.
So another example we talk about, Shad, is the whole thing with Mama in Dread. I mean, it's another example of a fantastic female villain that was done very well.
Yep.
Well, there is this archetype. One thing you get it in prison shows a lot. So there's like the little weedy guy who's got big, massive bodyguards. It's like, how on earth did you get them on your side? Human Target had Guerrero. He's a little weedy bloke that did it. And in Penguin, both of them are like, you're not going to find the Penguin beating up a guy. He's not capable of winning that kind of fight because of his leg and everything.
Winded
so
from walking.
You have both of them where it's like people are afraid of them, but it's because of they'll outsmart you. They'll be able to outtalk you. And so brute force just isn't enough anymore when you don't know what plans they've got that will mess you up. I've always liked the kind of more intellectual villain than just, I can kill you and I'll just beat anyone in a fight kind of thing.
Right.
Or like slip a knife into your jacket. Like outsmart you.
Well, it was like was it the second episode where he was actually already caught? He was about to be like questioned. They were going to do horrific things to him, but he'd already planned for the car to come in to save him. Or the first episode. That's what I liked. It was like, there's always another plan that will save me, even when people overpower me.
Yeah, no, I've liked that they've made him intelligent and devious, and that he's likely learned a lot of this sort of snaky way of doing things from just listening to everything that's ever happened and the way these families work and stuff. Because something else that I find just, I don't know, pretty engaging, I guess, is the idea that her dad did all of this to her because she'd revealed to him that she might be the biggest threat to the family ever. And now as a result of this entire journey, she might turn out to be handcrafted into being one of the best leaders for their family now. Like, she's ruthless. She'll fucking kill anybody who gets in her way, sort of thing, which is exactly the kind of person Carmine probably would have wanted.
It's very reminiscent of Michael Corleone in a lot of ways, right? Where it's like it starts off just not really like fully in, but then gets brought in, and once they get brought in, they become who they're
obviously he wouldn't approve of killing the whole family.
Yeah, she doesn't have a lot. She doesn't have a lot of people to lead right now, which makes it a little bit easier. She was very efficient with her layoffs.
Oh, Gary, she'll get a full henchman restock by next episode.
But what did the father think that she was going to do? Because he turned the entire family against her. So her real only option was to overcome. Everybody.
Well, his goal, probably explicitly, was to make sure that she takes the fall for everything convincingly, and then he probably wouldn't have cared if she had died or not. But obviously, he doesn't get to react to anything that happens now. It's like, because he wanted the son to take over. The son wasn't reliable enough, and then she was next in line, presumably, right? Family, at least the closest.
Like, he let her get out, so there must have been an element of, if you're strong enough to survive the decade. When did he die?
Only because he got out.
Oh.
He got out after he died, right?
Exactly.
She was in there a decade, it said. So
yeah,
I think just got out from Arkham.
Did we get anything explicit? I figured it was the brother would have let her out or something with her having full control.
I thought she just served a term, but I don't know.
I think that it was something. It could have been just served the term or whatever. But obviously, her and her brother had the plan that they'd hatched while she was in Arkham. Like, they had been talking a lot while she was in Arkham with those fucking mushrooms or whatever to bring that new drug out. So I don't know exactly how it was decided. Boom.
I was wondering if we're going to get
murders. You're free.
If there's a bit more context they've kept from us
Well,
or not.
Didn't they say in last episode it was Julian Rush and her brother helped because he quit, right? And he was able to help her get out. Like when she was doing that little speech at the end. Yeah. Like she was saying like, hey, you know, I was underestimating the world and I thought I was crazy. But I found out the world is crazy. Right. You know, and that was a good little speech. I thought she was going to stick him right then, but she didn't. She walked away and she said, I'm going to turn over a new leaf and kill everybody in my family. I kind of like that.
And the episode really cements why she's so, pissed about her brother dying, because he was the only one looking out for her. And so, it was more than just, oh, he's my brother, how dare you? It's like the only person that cared for me was murdered.
Well, dude, as well, the performance, like when she's listening to Penguin admit that he killed the brother, like she just looks like her whole universe is collapsing again. She's like, you fucking kidding me again? Like, I can't trust anybody in this stupid world.
No. And now she's going to go war with the Penguin. She's going to lose. I mean, he's going to be in the next movie. So,
so that's I don't know if you guys know, but I'm almost certain there's a quote from Colin Farrell about if you don't hate Penguin by the end of the season, he'd be surprised. And my assumption is because he's probably going to kill her. And
well, he's a villain. I would hope I hate him.
Yeah, I don't think they know morality in the audience well enough to even make that kind of comment. I think they misjudge who you're supposed to support, and they do it.
I'm with you on that. Like
a lot of their heroes, people see as the villain, and a lot of the villains they come across as the way better. Like the entire thing in Robin Hood, when Robin Hood is the bad guy, and you're rooting for like the supposedly evil guy who's gonna like drown everybody.
Saying, you'll just despise Walter White, but they had to break it bad. You're like,
yeah.
We'll see.
Well, I mean,
it depends on
the dragon,
and everyone just hates Skylar.
Watchmen. They never know why people like a guy.
Well, House of the Dragon's a great example of that. So many Rhaenyra fans right now. We don't know what they're going to do with the show, but if you go by the books, even in that, what was that fucking? That was supposed to be an SNL clip for Kamala Harris. That was for the Al Smith dinner. And the girl mentioned like, you can fly, you can rule. I got that from House of the Dragon. It's like, you do know in that show, like, sorry, spoilers, a woman destroys the realm. Like, she absolutely helps destroy the realm.
Well, even from the show, there is so much context to make you suspect of Rhaenyra being a good ruler. She's stuffed up so much. And so it's interesting.
But with Sophia, I love how they're building up this like psycho mob leader, right? And it'll be interesting to see,
Well,
and
he's gonna spend the rest of these episodes now avoiding being killed by her, and then coming up with some crazy plan that's gonna, defeat her essentially. And if Colin Farrell might be right, it depends on what they do. If they have him, I hope it's not out of character, and I hope it's not poorly justified. But if he does kill. If he kills Vic, for example, along with a couple of other people in some big plan, like it would be.
He 100% would. If it came down to a choice between his life or Vic's life, he would shoot him without.
No, that's not. Yeah,
absolutely.
That's what I'm saying. As long as you give a story that makes sense. Yeah,
yeah, like because they've done such a good job to make him a true scumbag, yet he's almost like because you're aware of it, you're expecting it. Because when he just ditches Sophia at the end of episode 3, right? That was a genuinely scummy move. Yet at the same time, it was so in line with his character, it made me chuckle. And it's like, and it doesn't make me like him as a person, but it makes me like the character because
he's
is
interesting.
Dynamic.
After this, it made even more sense though. When she knows that he's betrayed her, it's like, oh, I actually want you to die. So before it's like, I don't care if you live. Now it's like, I hope that you die when that happens.
That was funny because there was some people being like, why did he ditch Sophia at the end of episode 3? That was like, why would he do that? And then you watch this, you're like, oh.
Yeah. I mean, it made sense even before, though. You were just like, yeah, that's okay. He just doesn't care about her. Like, she's not that big a strategic piece that he would risk his life for her. Whereas then this is like, oh, actually, I'm surprised he wasn't firing out the window as the drove off.
Because, I was referencing, I guess, the context of episode 3 when you're thinking, isn't he going to help his partner out?
Yeah.
But I expect that the season, the thing that is referencing that'll make you hate the Penguin, might actually make us like him more. Is going to do those scumbaggy things that makes him a really dynamic, interesting character.
He could be like a fan favorite character while you still accepting, God, that's fucking scummy. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, those things aren't necessarily
there are ways
mutually-
to do it for sure.
Well, it comes down to, did the person get what they deserve? Like, you can do horrific things to people where you're like, well, I wouldn't have done it, but he did have it coming. Like, that's the kind of attitude where I don't think they judge it.
All right, you got me. I won't gas a whole bunch of people in a mansion. Fine.
Well, just a few.
No, like, that's what they, without mentioning Batman, and we could talk about that in a second, because I think they do actually have to mention him before the end of the series. At least mention him. They have to. But they did get into the Arkham of the whole Gotham, the kind of like otherworldly, shock therapy and shit like that. Yeah. And I thought that was great. I thought all that stuff was really cool getting into Arkham. I love seeing that.
Well, the cell peeling away, I thought that was really cool as well.
Yeah, that was good.
No, so there's some really good aspects of it, but I do think they need to kind of mention Batman at some point, because we're watching people like fight each other who are all going to get their ass kicked by Batman at some point. So
I mean, it annoyed me in episode 3 because they actively avoided mentioning him in a moment when it was the perfect time, and it's when Sophia is talking about the crazy stuff happening in Gotham, and she mentions she doesn't call him by name, but she mentions the Riddler and all that stuff, and I'm like, okay, there's a guy dressed as a bat beating up criminals, and then they don't mention him, and I was like,
why not?
That was
Didn't they talk about him in the first one? In the first episode?
I want to say he did get mentioned once.
It did.
It was more of like a news report about the flooding, and it was about how he was
previously on the Batman universe, sort of thing.
Yeah, and I thought they were specifically saying the Batman has been seen around Gotham, like helping, essentially helping out with like a lot of these recovery efforts and like people that are trapped and like shit like that. It sounded to me like that's what. From what I remember about the very first episode, that little thing they do. But.
That's like acceptable, but I am at this
there's
point,
some point where it becomes too much. Yeah,
it feels like they're avoiding it, and there's just a simple line like someone saying it's a damn good thing Batman's helping out all these flood victims, stuff like that, because it leaves the crime, and we're able to get away with more. It's just like something that's well constructed, not me going off the cuff.
It is like if there is like some kind of disaster like that, I feel like. For a couple days, Batman would probably try to like help out fucking people rather than stop criminals from killing each other. For a while,
which he might
there's
be doing
a period in time when it's too long.
That's
and
what I
they
mean.
can only
Like
be so many places too. So like
exactly
the genius of Daredevil was they were dealing with the power vacuum after the Battle of New York, and you didn't see Iron Man, but they talked about him once in a while, and you saw what in a very devious way, what all the crime lords were doing, and it was really fucking smart. That's what made that work, and I was kind of hoping they do something like that. They kind of are.
They should have gone meta with it and said Batman is currently trying to staunch the bleeding, make better the 4th act of the Batman.
Yes,
he's dealing with it. Okay,
but they have a really good in-world reason, which is exactly that. He's helping all the removed. My brain just went dead on the word, but people that are struggling from the disaster that's happened, and so he's helping people out, and he hasn't been able to focus on fighting the crime, which has given an opening for the mob and Penguin to get away with what they're doing, and they could easily insert that in there, but it seems like they're not.
Well, I thought when they started to introduce like the triads and stuff, that they'd go along the angle of, well, there's a bodyguard here, and they happen to be one of the villains and stuff. There's lots of ways to introduce other characters. I don't know whether it has to be Batman or like any of the villains, but I would like it to tie in more to the universe. Because at the moment, it could just be a gangster movie.
This is supposed to lead directly into the next movie if that ever gets made. We're not sure, but
and if they had something overt for Batman by the last episode, they'd want to keep it under wraps, wouldn't they? Don't you think?
Yeah,
probably.
I'm hoping they're building to that. I'm hoping they actually have an appearance of him.
I don't think there's going to be an appearance of
I
him
don't think so either.
I don't think there'll be an appearance.
I'm kind of fine with it.
They can have a guy in the shadows, sort of thing. They might go that far, but I don't
You
think
like the Mad Max cameo in Furiosa.
Yeah, maybe.
Like it would be great towards the end. Penguin wins or something on top of that, and then he gets confronted by the Bat and is like, "I haven't had time to focus on you. Just to let you know, though, I know what you're doing," or something like that. You know.
Well,
Maybe
then he Colin Farrell.
That'd be pissed me off too.
Yeah.
Really? But if he doesn't have the evidence to really take him out, just say, I've got my eye on you, though. Watch yourself.
Because the Batman's worried about
that.
That
sounds like your fucking average MCU post-credits.
I'd be happy with it. I don't care. I want to see Batman. Just give me something. All right.
I'm gonna get you.
What Colin Farrell said, Chad. What Colin Farrell said is after the Batman, what Ryan was referring to, he's changing his approach to everything. So he's kind of gone underground. He's working in the Batcave. He's probably making a new Batmobile, but he made it sound like that Batman is going through a transformation right now after his second year to not just be about vengeance.
I think he wants that last sequence when he's like doing the like carrying up a woman or a kid or whatever the fuck it is, and the cameras are on there. That the monologue at the end, it feels like he wants to be viewed as more of a hopeful figure at the end of the Batman rather than just fear.
Well, it's the idea, right? He wants to inspire more than just fear.
And I actually really liked that part of the film.
Yeah,
it was a small part, but I was like, hey, that's a great angle.
Like, I don't want Superman as Batman, but I did like that little thing in there.
Me too.
Yep. And we're only getting one more Batman movie out of this anyway.
What if it makes $1 billion, though? What if it's like really?
Well, that's a problem for James Gunn, isn't it? What did you go?
Because like with the success of the Penguin, I'm 100% showing up for the Batman sequel now because the Penguin's so good. And
it should be a fucking TV show. I
right.
won't give it up. It should be a TV show. Mm-hmm. It'd be so much better. Speaking of James Gunn, real quick, I don't know if anybody could pull up the picture, but I'm sure everybody saw it. What'd you guys think of Crypto? That much, huh? Okay.
I honestly thought it was fine.
Oh, I thought
I like
talking about the currency.
All right.
What do you think about
the currency? Talking about the dog.
The dog.
All right. So
if you see me start talking about crypto, just put a bullet in my head, okay? Cryptocurrency, okay?
I like what the picture represents in terms of them truly going back to like that classic, almost a little bit cheesy, super hopeful Boy Scout type of Superman. I think Crypto looks retarded, like in general, like the choice for the dog breed. But like I like the picture and what it means for the tone of what they're going for. Listen, I just don't know how it's going to come across with Crypto the dog in a modern day Superman movie.
I don't hate it. I mean, Chrissy, what did you do with it?
Oh, okay. I got the tweet up. I think that's better. His James Gunn.
But you haven't found dark mode yet. God dang it, Chrissy.
No, not.
Like it's a great story from James Gunn, and I mean, I don't care about the dog though.
Yeah, it's based on his dog, and I'm tired of all these Hollywood breed swaps with dogs. By the way, woke breed swapping, but at least the dog's still white. So.
He is white.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not a pit bull.
By the way, was this not like? Do you see some viral tweets being like, "Oh my god, they're so obsessive, they're mad about dog breed changes"? I was like, doesn't that prove to you that it's about the source? It's not about like crazy nonsense racism shit. It's actually about.
Dude, labs are cooler dogs anyway.
Well, it's just like nerd shit. Surely they should understand at this point. You just want the dog to be the dog.
I want a cape on the dog. If they're gonna do it right, like put a fucking cape on him. But I don't know. I like
when
dogs.
people. It's like when people criticize.
That's what I mean. That's what I'm talking about. It's peak nerd shit. It's
it's like when people criticize.
He's got the little S collar.
Costumes, you know.
Yeah, you know. Do it fucking right. If you're gonna I'm fine with it. I think they're trying to go for this hopeful thing. I'm starting to think that the Justice League International will just be, kind of like the Suicide Squad, MauLer, where they showed all these characters. Now, I don't think they're all going to get killed, but and they ended up being in it for 5 minutes. I think it'd probably be something like that because there's a lot of characters in this movie.
I fucking hope so, considering how bad some of those costumes looked.
They looked terrible.
Like if they're in universe bad, then that's way better.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of what they're going for, but we'll find out. James Gunn has to make the greatest Superman movie ever made. No pressure, dude. I like the Green Lantern casting, though. I thought that was pretty good for the show. I was totally down with that. I'm fine with it.
There's a lot of black people that are mad that he's not black enough. So
What?
I'll just leave my comments there.
Oh God.
How is he not? Okay, never. I don't. Yeah.
He's too light skinned. He's not black enough to be John Stewart. I think he looks good though.
I think he's good, John Stewart. Yeah.
I think he's got the look down. I don't think I've ever. I don't know if I've seen that guy in anything, but in terms of, do I look at him? Does he look like John Stewart? Yeah, he looks like John Stewart.
I don't want to say anything just in case I get the wrong actor.
I've done that before on Serenity.
Yes, I don't want to get that one.
Mike was like, "Wait, what?" I was like,
Wasn't he in this thing? No. Oh, fucking racist.
Well, yeah, I think in Serenity, I got confused between the actor of the series and of the movie. I was like, no, they are different people. I'm like, wait, what?
It's all right. I mixed up two actors the other day. One was Will Smith, and the other was James Marsden. Somehow I convinced myself that Will Smith was in a James Marsden movie, and he wasn't. So that was my bad.
Oh.
It can happen even when they're not the same race.
I think it's cool. I have no problem with Crypto being in it. We'll see how they work that out, and we'll find out next summer.
I've never been a fan of Crypto.
I never really have in particular. I never have in particular either. The thing that I honestly don't give two shits about. I'm glad that James Gunn has a dog that he rescued and that he loves or whatever. I don't give two fucks about that. I care about the superheroes. I don't care about, the reason we decided to do this was because we had this in real life thing happen to us, and I wanted to make sure that this. I don't care. I don't fucking care. Show me
kid instead, or maybe not. James.
Yeah. just show me what I want from comic books. I don't care about your fucking life.
Yeah, when you start calling your dog your children and your cats, just have a kid. It's weird.
Yeah.
All right. So enough of that. Enough of that.
On Krypton, do they just have like a mirrored biosphere?
I like how you say it. Like,
Are there Kryptonian cats that have the powers as well, and then also giraffes?
Only when they're half Kryptonian. Don't ask how that happened.
Shad, calling it Krypton is like saying Star Wars. You got
excuse me.
That's how Marlon Brando pronounces it in the Superman movie. So Krypton.
I guess he does. Yeah.
Yes, he does.
He can say whatever he wants.
Yes, was Marlon fucking Brando. He wanted to play the character like a suitcase. Did you ever hear that? Like, yeah, he was fucking with James Donner, and he's like, I want to play the character. I can't do my Marlon Brando impression right now because I'm. But he wanted to play it like a fucking suitcase. He was a weird dude. He was a very, very weird dude. Krypton. Hey, so New York Comic Con, I heard briefly that the Lord of the Rings, the Hunt for Gollum, the movie adaptation of the Great Game, that Peter Jackson will be producing with Philippa Boyens and all that, is not going to be two movies. They're doing another separate movie with Gandalf, with Ian McKellen, who's 80.
You know what's so fucking sad about that is I could totally see that meeting where they were like, this is the last time he's gonna have a chance to play him. Let's get him for as much as possible.
Do you think they told him that in the meeting? Hey, you're gonna die soon. Do you want to play Gandalf more times?
He would have said to them, guys, I am on death's fucking door. If you want me as Gandalf, get going right now.
Yeah, that's a good negotiation thing.
He's gonna die on set.
I think he did say he would be Gandalf until he died. So, like, out of the only actors,
they're gonna make him like run and hobble past a green screen or something. He's gonna die.
It's a little bit sad to talk about, but they'll do what they did with Christopher Lee in The Hobbit. They'll sit him down, put him on a green screen, and move him in all different places. He's getting on, man. But like, I was torn about this in the same way I was with The Hobbit. I want him to play the character some more, not necessarily for me to see it, but for him even. Because I know how much it means to him, so I'd be like, "Oh, fucking go on."
If they animated it with his voice, okay.
Oh yeah, that would work.
That would work.
Yeah,
but live action and the Hunt for Gollum. Okay, you got to put Aragorn in it. So, like, are you de-aging everybody? Like, how in the fuck are you going to do this?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Is Viggo coming back for Aragorn?
I think he has to.
So
Like
he
because of
said
the time
something about
period.
it, I think.
It's set after what is it? The birthday party in the Shire. So yeah, everyone's that age.
Yeah.
They have to look like they did in the movies.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Well, if there's a time period in between, Bilbo's disappearance and then when Gandalf returns, it's like 17 years. And
that's in
Gandalf
the
returns a
books.
couple more times, and in the books, yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then there's this whole hunt for Gollum and what his complete journey, which is going to feature a lot of characters they're going to have to recast or de-age.
Like honestly, Garrett, like you said, animated is probably the way to go with this.
I think so. I would do that. That would be way more interesting.
I don't think they're going to do it though. They've never
No,
mentioned
no.
animation.
I mean, respect to Warner Brothers, America's dumbest company, for whipping their dick out and fucking with Amazon. I am all for it. I am all for it. But then they like the War of the Rohirrim is like the worst direction you could possibly take. I hate this movie now. I haven't seen a fucking frame of footage, but I've seen enough in the trailer to know it's going to be. I mean, Hera, she didn't have a name in the books. And I respect Warner Brothers for taking something out of the appendices, which is funny, and doing something while they're doing Rings of Power. But yeah, I wanted to see a story about Hammerhand. That's what I wanted to see. That's what everybody wanted to see.
You only have to listen to their own words. We had all of these great male characters who were all had great stories behind them. But I was attracted to this one unnamed woman that didn't do anything. I'm like, okay, so that's just a gender then. Because you said you had all these great characters that you could have chosen, but you chose the person who was nothing. Who was so insignificant to the story, she wasn't even given a name. And like, that is just pure ideology right there.
Yep.
And then when she's going to go off and she's going to find a lost tribe of female-only warriors to bring back and save the city, it's like,
Is she?
okay. Yes.
That
was reported by, it was either Variety or Deadline. It was one of
Yes.
them.
Shield maidens.
They can't help themselves.
No, they
Holy
can't.
crap.
A lost tribe of female. Like, what happened? Did they get lost? Is it because they're all women, they can't read a map? It's like, how's that going to happen?
I don't fucking know. I was looking forward to that story. Now I'm not. Another bait and switch. That's all it is. Yeah, you're right, chat. Bruh. Stop making Lord of the Rings. That's what it says in the title. Stop making Lord of the Rings. This is not the time to do it. We need CERN to be switched back on and get sucked through a micro black hole and get back to some sort of sanity in art. But until that happens, don't adapt any more Tolkien. Just fucking stop.
When they say Peter Jackson is part of it, is he just having his name on it, or is he actually involved?
I think he's just producing. I don't think he's directing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what he said about The Hobbit too.
I was gonna say this came up on Open Bar actually. The nature of like Star Wars as a brand is fucked. Lord of the Rings, you can gatekeep as best as possible, which we have so far. But like, how long do you think it'll be able to stand strong? And like, how many awful Lord of the Rings things they have to make before it ends up the same as Star Wars?
I think if War of the Rohirrim, no, they're gonna go through with this Peter Jackson thing.
It's different because Star Wars is a movie IP. That's how it started.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And obviously we've had all this other stuff before. Lord of the Rings is like the second most bought book in the fucking world next to the Bible or something like that. Do you know what I mean? So I think that the roots run so deep for Lord of the Rings fandom beyond even before the Peter Jackson movies came out.
Yeah.
That I think it's a little bit different than the Star Wars situation.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
It hits different, as the kids say.
Yeah.
I think the problem is, though, when you bring back, like, Rings of Power is one thing, but when you bring back the original cast of the movies and then do something horrible with them, I think that hits worse. It was like Secret Invasion. Like, bringing Samuel L. Jackson back, I didn't think it would piss me off. It really pissed me off because he was in it. So I think that's harder to separate. Yeah,
Peter Jackson's name is on something that turns into be, like, just fucking subversive bullshit that will
especially if you bring back all the original actors, so you do have Aragorn and Gandalf and everyone.
Well, unlike Star Wars, you could basically pitch the movies, the TV shows, and whatever, and just go back to the books and forget.
But Ryan was saying, like, Star Wars exists only as as much as, hey, no disrespect, EU fans, love you guys, but it's a movie property, it's a cinematic property. Mm-hmm. Tolkien is not America, sorry, UK. It is the world.
Huh? Oh God, we're getting colonized, reverse
colonized a little bit. But no, it is the world mythology. It is like classic literature. Like it will not get fucked with.
I think I think you're absolutely right. I will say as a caveat that Star Wars did grow beyond the film. Not like the films were the foundation, but you still got like the games and then the sort of culture surrounding it. Even the prequels are like their own little island, but that's films again. You know, the Star Wars was big and it's been systematically like poisoned all over the place. My curious thing about it is Lord of the Rings, the books were an enormous foundation. The films are enormous in and of themselves as well.
Yes.
The trilogy, one of the greatest, if not the greatest trilogy of all time. Films that everyone can return to, celebrate, and loves. There's something kind of amazing about the films is everyone likes them. You don't find like a faction of people that are known to hate Lord of the Rings, the trilogy. That doesn't really happen.
There are some Tolkien fans that are not happy with.
That's what I mean, though. Of any group, it'll be some.
Yeah, but it's very small. Yeah.
And so that feels like it still hurts significantly if they fuck with it in the right way and for long enough. Like, let's say we fast forward 20 years and there's like 10 new significant Lord of the Rings projects that are all awful.
Well, that's the thing. It's inevitable because the books, they're a canon that will never change on their own, but there's also not going to be any more of them because you can't make any more for obvious reasons. So the movies and everything else is all there's left. And so you could definitely destroy the IP going forwards because that's only where the new content's going to be. So the books may still sell. People may be able to separate them. But as an ongoing IP, I think it could definitely be killed.
I mean, that because it's the new stuff that generally gets introduced to new generations. Unless parents show them the classic stuff. Parents, show your kids Lord of the Rings. But yeah, like there is a possibility to ruin it for future generations if they don't look back. And also, Gary, to give you a bit of some credit there, I think Lord of the Rings encompasses part of the cultural heritage of the Western culture, really. I'm Australian, but I look back on Lord of the Rings and because my ancestors come from Europe and stuff like that. And so it comprises part of it and we're attached to it and we want to see it respected and also protected and done well as a result.
It's an American property. It's owned by 2 American companies. So yeah, go fuck yourself.
This Peru, can you believe this? What are they doing?
Hey, look, the more I find out about Tolkien's beliefs and what he hated, the more based he comes across. Every time I find it, he hated this. I'm like,
oh, he hated fucking Disney, dude. Back in the day, he hated Disney.
Hated hippies. Hated Disney.
Hated fucking hippies who made him, who gave his whole fucking property a resurgence. He couldn't stand them.
I love it.
That's so good. I fucking love the guy. Damn it. And all he did was write a book by fucking hand while he was doing his J job. So he wrote that book in his spare time while he's helping raise 3 kids, while he's a professor, while he's making up other languages. Yeah. But George R. Martin can't finish because fascism's rising.
Yeah.
My family were listening to the Hobbit audiobook just a couple of days ago, right?
Andy Serkis read.
one?
Very good.
No.
Well, both.
It was
Robert Inglis?
I don't know, but he sounds like Tolkien. He's very British as is.
I don't know.
The audio one, but
I got the Mind's Eye one. I recently just got the Mind's Eye. You should listen to this with the kids.
The circus
those are fully
that's
dramatic.
What we were doing.
Do the Mind's Eye one.
Well, not that one, but yeah, okay, I might give that a go. But what I love about it, right, it has this charm to it where it really feels like Tolkien is sharing a story to his kids or grandkids where he's the narrator and is like, now you might think hobbits might do this thing, but the funny thing about hobbits and stuff, and it's just this beautiful, charming story written from almost his
There are record albums of him reading, of Tolkien reading.
Really?
Yeah. There are the old vinyl record albums. All right, we got to get
George R. Martin. All like the COVID era, like how did he not fucking get more work done during COVID?
Dude,
literally all that fuck had to do was lock himself in his room and try not to die because he's such a fat bitch. And he still couldn't get his shit.
But Ryan, fascism is on the rise. That's why.
Ryan, his latest posts are grim. I mean, they are straight up like he's this far away from saying I'm not finishing the book. Like he's that close, and he's not happy. He just comes off like he's so depressed. And it's like, motherfucker, you bought a train. You're so rich, you bought a fucking train and a movie theater, and you have these hit TV shows. Like, find some fucking gratitude and I don't know, lose some weight. But so you live longer. That's all I got to say.
Or just fucking die, honestly.
Okay.
At least that'll give us a definitive answer.
I love it. Gary being like, I'm going to go edgy with this. Then Ryan just slams down.
Yeah. I'm just too old.
Like,
I actually like the guy
taking fucking pictures with Ryan Condal in front of the tree that they made, looking after his face while he's all happy about it. And then when a couple people say, well, you know, I don't have as much control as I'd like. Fuck you, George.
Yeah.
He deleted that post, right? The one that was criticizing. What an idiot! Like, what did you think was going to happen?
I think it was intentional. He put that up knowing he was going to delete it. Because I think there's probably some restrictions with this fucking contract that he can't probably say some certain things while it's airing, I'd imagine.
And he just went, whoops, sorry.
He's like, I think he posted it knowing that he was about to delete it, but knowing that it would be screenshot and all its opinions would be out there.
Wait, isn't that even more of an asshole thing to do?
Yes. Yeah.
That's super passive aggressive, but still. Yeah. I want to normalize creators talking shit to corporations, corporations talking shit to each other. I love it.
Same with me. Like I want that to be normal, but I don't want it underhanded, or I don't want it in a way as well that I hope he didn't fucking like pussy out when he was talking to them directly and just save it all for the blog sort of shit. Like I hope he actually did.
He seems like that type of guy, to be honest.
I'm gonna read some soups, guys.
Do it.
Okay.
Wish me luck, because I have to put up another window.
All right, everybody, hold on. We can do this.
Hold on, everybody. This is going to be a mystery. Just to let everybody know,
spell it out.
There will be a square up on Monday morning. There'll be a nooner on Monday. It will be dual streamed YouTube and Rumble, and we'll take care of all the stuff we've missed in the last week or so. So that'll just be me. If anybody wants to join, you can, but fuck you. I really don't want you there. I just thought it'd be nice.
Just know that if you do, I will be hating you, Jorgen.
I will be hating you. I want to run. I want to hide. I want to tear down the walls that hold me inside. I want to reach out and touch the flame where the streets have no name.
That sounds like song lyrics.
That's you too. That is you too.
That was poetry.
That was poetry.
Right.
It says at the end. That is Diz the Jizz 69 for $100.
Damn.
Bonerific.
Yeah, it reminds me of Bonerific, doesn't it?
Bonerific 69.
You sit there making a YouTube account. You're like, this will be my name.
First person I thought of was MauLer when I saw that. I'm like, oh shit.
Wait, what? Bonerific?
Yeah, when I saw Boner come back, because like that, dude, that's our biggest criticism of WandaVision. I know you can get clipped at it when you see Boner come back. It's usually happy when you see Boner come back, okay? Especially when you're my age.
The truth is, he thought of me when he saw boners. Like that's just exactly I don't know.
You know, have you heard Count Dacul explain why he picked that name? And it's like, because I didn't know it would take off of it being my moniker. So yeah, you need
nobody knows.
Nobody knows. So maybe don't make your name.
Maybe don't get on camera and give your full middle name and last name. I don't know. These are things I came to regret, but it's all right. Not much I can do about it now.
When he changed his name on Twitter and it got locked and he couldn't change it back.
That was funny.
It's funny. The reason I decided to not have some kind of moniker to begin with is because I'd seen so many like creators on YouTube who eventually, like their identity got leaked or this is actually them.
Yeah.
Fuck it. I'm just gonna be open.
Warts and all. Here we go, baby.
Yeah, exactly.
Gene the Revenant for two $5 super chats that totals 10. 2 parts. Says some reassuring words for the panel in the style of Gary's favorite band. Oh, jeez. No matter how bad the movies or mainstream media get, just remember, we'll be there for you. These 5 words we swear to you when you breathe. God, I can't finish this. We want to be the air for you. We'll be there for you.
Aww.
Thank you.
It was inspirational.
That was super inspirational. Don't Be Hasty for $10 says, I can't believe we live in a world where a Lord of the Rings show is bombing while a Penguin spinoff is thriving. It all comes back to quality, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, well said, actually. That is surprising. I did not expect the Penguin to be any good.
Same
I didn't
here.
expect to be interested in it, and it's friggin' great. I was like, okay.
I had no intentions of watching it. Then I heard about everyone talking about how good it was. I was like, nah, give it a shot. Turns out I really like it.
Need some recommendations before I check it out, and I got them, and I was like, all right, fine. And here we are.
Anyone interested in the Dune show?
Not really.
Maybe.
I'm going to watch it.
That too.
I'm gonna watch it, but it's I kind of feel the same way I feel about Penguin about it, actually, where it's like I liked what it's spinning off from, but I have no real investment in it. I think it was a very good idea to change the name from Dune Sisterhood or whatever.
Yeah, to Dune Prophecy.
Yes.
Wonder what was behind that.
That is interesting, actually.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that'll change like what the story is at all. Obviously, if you know like the story of Dune, yes, women have a lot of power who are able to tell the future and manipulate all these events. But still, in the current era, changing it from Dune Sisterhood is probably just a good PR move.
Yeah, I agree with that.
M Juke 84 for 5 Canadian pesos says, have you all seen Dan Vast's morning after photo with the something about Mary hair? Yes, I have. That's what a night with Jeremy, a homosexual man, gets you. That's true. I guess you would know, MJ Juke 84. Just kidding. Sith Cake for $20 because MauLer recently rewatched The Prestige. Bad news. Halfway through, I remembered the twist. Good news. It's been so long I couldn't remember the ending, so it was almost like watching it for the first time again. Prestige is awesome, dude.
I've recently rewatched all of Lost. I'm on the last episode right now.
When do you think it fell off? What would you pick?
In the season 4-ish era, it's like when they actually start having scenes not on the island, but like in the future or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Like that's once they find a way and you understand that some of them are eventually going to get off, at least to some extent, it really starts losing it. And that's also when they start really diving in hard to some of the Jacob and Man in Black and all that stuff. I don't know.
I think my favorite series were the second one and the one where they go back in time. It's my favorite.
I really like season 1, man, of Lost.
Season 1's awesome.
I didn't like season 1 at all.
I think seasons 1 through 3 are actually really solid. The one where they are time skipping and they're thinking about, oh, wait, if we bury this nuclear bomb, is this something we did or I know I'm supposed to do it, or like all the Daniel Faraday shit? But I don't know. The last 3 seasons are just chaotic and you're just kind of waiting for it to end, at least in my mind. First half of this series is really good, but then they have to answer some questions.
Yeah, that's the issue.
I got pissed off. I got pissed off with the memory boxes. The answer to the first memory box is mystery box.
Mystery box.
Mystery box. Yeah. Look, my brain is retarded.
Yep.
Yes.
It's
another mystery box, and the answer to that mystery box is another mystery box. Oh, piss off.
That was intentional. They didn't have a script, and so they were making mysteries just to keep the story going during the first series.
I think it was like either season 2 or 3 when I realized you don't have an answer.
I think, Alias was more fun with that in the beginning with the mystery box.
Interesting thing. Rings of Power also admitted, the showrunners admitted they didn't know what story we're writing until it happened. And they actually said that the reason why he's Gandalf is because it just felt like he should be Gandalf. And it's not, they never planned him to be Gandalf. They just, the more we read the scripts, the more it was apparent to us that he was.
Planned for it. We just got the
You're
rights.
writing this thing and you don't even know
you got the rights.
That you're writing.
That's such bullshit. That's such fucking bullshit.
They actually said that the guy that plays him, one of the first questions what someone asked was, is this Gandalf, in the very first episode? And the actor didn't want to know, so they said, we just joined him on that ride, and we didn't want to know who this character was either until he revealed it to us in the script. Disbrew.
They knew it was Gandalf before J.D. Payne and Patrick McKay were the fucking showrunners. Period. Okay, that was set up. It was set up later in the process after the rights were given from the Tolkien estate, and they were working with different people at Amazon. But once those different people were gone and Salky came in, it was fucking Gandalf from day one. They just couldn't get rights. They just needed the rights, and it was up to Warner Brothers.
Well, that means that they're lying in interviews to people.
They are, yes, they are. Every single fucking actor and producer is lying their ass off.
Oh, this is the showrunners.
Every general manager, every showrunner is lying their ass off in an interview.
But Payne and McKay, they've been caught out on so many friggin' lies, and it gets me angry, man.
I just think if you're going to make a lie, make it better than we didn't know who we were writing for a series.
I don't know. Why not be honest? Just go like, we couldn't get the rights.
Yeah.
or just say no. We planned it from. You could say you planned it from the start, but you thought you'd reveal it from season 2. Like that'd be fine. But no, we had no idea. We discovered it in our own script who the character was.
Well, I also prefer the honesty of like, we're putting Gandalf in there because of course we're putting fucking Gandalf in there.
They said you can't imagine a Lord of the Rings series without the main characters.
I can imagine a second age Lord of the Rings series without hobbits or Gandalf, and it would have been great.
Yeah, it's called the Silmarillion. You can read it.
But they didn't
It's
have
not hard.
Shark Bites Entertainment for $100. Thank you very much. Glad to see my first. Ooh, I hope I hit the right button. Nope. There it is.
There we go.
I'm on the road. Glad to see my first super chat includes MauLer himself, for he introduced me to you. I'm here to say go physical while you can.
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I'm assuming you mean media.
Media,
but I mean,
yeah.
No, if they mean both.
They mean both.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, that pays off. My kids are all watching through Dragon Ball Z because I have it all on disc, and the internet was going out all the time last night. And they were like, "Hey, we're not kicked off the show because we're watching a disc." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's the
Realize
internet."
it just
shows
answered both angles as well. Because it's like have a progeny who watches good media and also good media, thanks to being physical. You know, this is great. Yeah.
Well, if you want to see shows properly, like Always Sunny, you better get the physical media.
Oh yeah.
Well, you're just gonna basically miss out on all the Lethal Weapon episodes.
Oh, darn it. Weekly, I expand a collection. Why not get yourself the Stanley Kubrick Visionary Filmmaker Collection, 7 great Blu-rays for only $28. I want them in 4K. Just that's what I'm waiting for, but that's pretty awesome. And I guess, his daughter's making a name for herself now by running out, and I guess she's kind of based. She said her dad would back Trump, which is explains a lot why his mysterious death right after Eyes Wide Shut. DB for $5 Australian, Jocker 2 made me lose testosterone. Living on a prayer.
Also lost some.
There's a
like,
lot of memes
Said it
in a
better
few
myself. Madney 85 for $10. X gonna give it to you. What? Oh, fuck. Fuck waiting for you to get it on your X gonna deliver to you. Knock, knock, open the door. It's real with the nonstop pop from the stainless steel. Thank you.
You're so grateful.
Perry's gonna fucking cut that. And Maddening 419 for $10 says, glad Peru went well. Good to have you guys back. I'm not back yet, but Peru was fantastic. Michael Collins, Wandering Wolf, go sub to his channel. He got shouted out on Joe Rogan yesterday with Graham Hancock. Good dude. Been hanging with him all week. He's a Texan too. Snacks for $2. MauLer, is there any way Derp Wolf can go on sale?
So, I don't think, Gary, I don't even think I told you about this, but basically, like, there's, the Halloween plushies we've done. There was a first version of Wolves, and obviously we managed to get it fixed up. But a lot of people, since seeing that first version, now they want to fucking buy it. I guess it's like a meme. But I'll put it in the private chat if any of you want to throw it up. But that's what the first version of Wolf's plushie looked like, and we were obviously like, we would like to change this.
Could you share that, Ryan, please?
Sure, yeah.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, I like the new version better.
Yeah, I think the new version works a bit better.
Yeah.
Does it? Are they still on sale? Like, should we be pushing those? Like, say something, MauLer. I would have said it.
Well,
earlier.
I was just regarding the super chat. Like, that's what Derp Wolf looks like.
I've got it up.
You got it up? Okay.
Not the boner, the wolf.
Oh, that's disappointing. Oh, that's awesome.
That's very kind.
That looks exactly like the way Wolf's avatar looked.
The
It looks like a horse.
Yeah, I know.
You should sell them, though.
What's the point of selling a retarded plushie?
Dude.
What do you mean, what's the point?
Look who you're with, okay? As every point in the world to sell a retarded plushie.
As had one of him in a hot dog suit.
Yeah, for fuck's sake, come on.
That's like purposeful retarded. Well, anyway, we're selling a wolf
That's the
plushie
best
as
kind.
is. We'll think about it. If there's a serious demand for Derp Wolf. But yeah, we after a couple back and forths, we got him to what it is now. We were a little happier with the final version. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, it was better. But go buy their plushies. They're still available, right?
Oh yeah, until Halloween.
To Halloween, hell yeah. Okay. So hang on, sorry. I'm being purposefully retarded. There we go.
You don't need to be purposely
The best
retarded,
kind of
Gary.
retarded.
It's natural.
Oh, I already put that one up. Damn it. See, that's really retarded. 'cause I already wrote that one.
Like I
So
said,
you're
natural.
accidentally purposely.
Did you realize you didn't need that other screen up and can use this to highlight comments?
Yeah, I forgot about that. I was like, oh shit. I forgot about the highlighted super chats.
It's okay.
See what happens when I don't have my Asian around? Shit.
I know.
Dude, they're out like Garrett and Melissa are out getting tattoos right now.
What?
Seriously?
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, they're out getting
Of
tattoos.
what?
Oh, shit, probably
Just
Peruvian shit. They're gonna
massive veiny dicks.
Yes.
I mean, would you not get tattoos from like a place that you've researched rather than just a random one on holiday?
Oh god,
You're
there's
gonna
not.
come back with Coca-Cola.
There is so many fucking Ryan. That's funny because there's a video I can't post here. I'll post it on Twitter. We found a gift, the perfect gift for Chris Gore. The perfect gift. There's a lot of fertility
Batman
idols around here with just fucking giant cocks, dude.
Wow.
Like
Very
little dude,
inspirational.
giant cock. It's like
See what you can get through with customs.
Yeah, well, that'd be awkward. Yeah. that would be
Can we check
awkward.
your suitcase, sir? Well, I mean, and it's on you from this point.
Please don't.
It's never your vibrator, it's the vibrator.
Oh, I already read that one too. I'll get there eventually. Heartbreak Zero for $5 says, "Oh, the streets where the live girls talk about their social lives. They're made of lipstick, plastic, and paint a touch of sable in their eyes." I have no idea what that's from. Now we're just like pulling lyrics that might be Bon Jovi. I don't know him enough or care enough. This just in, people are fucking petty. #Wicked. Yeah, that's that Wicked thing was weird.
That was dumb.
And that post definitely came from the actress. It was like,
Yeah,
Like
it was kind of her
verified.
Instagram story.
She's going out of her way to play the victim.
Well, she said that people kept sending her memes about like a green vagina and stuff. I'm like, what on
Sure.
earth is happening? Like, what? Nobody needs to know this information.
Well, so-
people were
hold on.
talking
Stop,
about
stop,
that when the
stop.
play
Hold
came
on.
out. Okay.
Yes, that is an over decade old meme from like the original poster, which has Glenda like lean over and like whispering something in the Wicked Witch's ear. People like somebody one time wrote on one of the posters to make it look like Glenda was asking her, "Is your pussy green?" Right?
Yes.
And that's from like 15 fucking years ago, though. So yeah, like that's a meme in the Wicked little fandom that's still around, which is why that's happening.
Yeah. Like when the thing comes back and MCU fans who have never fucking read or been around comic shops or anything will go, "Oh my God, is the thing, does he shit rock? Does he have a rock dick?" Yeah.
Well, I mean,
This is dork made of
He's
orange
just normal,
rock.
but he's got a rock dick. Yes.
Me and Jay had this entire conversation. We were talking about Fantastic Four. I asked him who his favorite Fantastic Four member is. He said Reed Richards. And
Remember?
yeah, and I asked him, "Hey, you know, what do you think he does with his dick? If he fucking can like extend it long, do you think it can stay stiff or is it all floppy and weird?" And Jay's like, "I've never thought about it." And I called his ass out right there. I said, every single person has thought about what Reed Richards can do with their penis.
Dude,
Like,
Reed Richards,
lying.
the reason the 11 out of 10 hot ass invisible girl stays with Reed Richards is he can fuck her from down the street with a hard on. Yes.
Wow.
Everybody knows that.
The Invisible Man movie, I can't remember who was in it. It was like 90s or something. One of the first things it goes in the showers. That was like, I'm now a superhero. I'm going to use this for all the wrong reasons.
Well, like any superhero conversation, like when you're talking about powers, if you talk about them long enough, eventually how they function sexually with that power will come up in some way.
Yes.
Like, it's just a reality.
Like Human Torch. Yeah, not good.
Flame
it's
on!
not good. Yeah. It's just not good.
Shooting fireballs.
Mr. Fantastic, he earned that name.
The
He
big
earned that
question,
name.
does Galactus fuck? Do we need to know?
Well, I mean,
Guest edited by Zack
no,
Snyder.
it is what does Galactus fuck?
Oh no, there are a lot of black holes out there.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Non-wicked.
Well, how do you think he really takes out those planets? Okay.
Could you imagine somebody just like walking up and out, like driving up in outer space, and the image of basically Galactus getting caught with his dick in a black hole, like a kid with his dick in a vacuum or something?
I could explain this. I could explain it.
I was changing my pants and I just got too close to it. What?
Oh my god, this black hole.
Funny because there's an
If he
old
gets caught, he just
toy.
eats them in the story.
There's an old Galactus toy, and if you hit the fucking, it's a talking Galactus. It's all, I hunger, and that's like my kid used to just fucking all day out here. I hunger. It's like
I hunger for a black hole.
Yep. It puts a whole new meaning on it now. Cole Hauser, Ara. Hail FNT for 20 Canadian pesos, by the way. The thing Simu Liu knows about tea is that he microwaves it. He's so Canadian. Washed that mac and cheese in his favorite dish. Daily turned me off eggs, like forever. Like which daily?
You turn someone off eggs.
Geeks and
Well,
Gamers daily.
Jeremy pulled up a story today where a man was hospitalized after shoving 15 hard-boiled eggs up his asshole.
Oh my
I
god!
think it's the next
Whoa.
celebrity
Takes
diet.
effort.
We
This is a
did
great
find
source of protein.
So Chrissy, now we know the limit's 14.
Okay,
There you
okay.
go.
I'll stand
15,
for that.
you'll be in the
For
hospital.
Simcast. That's your next
do it.
subject for Simcast.
I'll
There
just
you
do
go.
a couple. I'm sitting on 3 right now.
There you go.
One at a time. One at a time.
There's a nest there, though, so that makes it okay.
Yeah.
1985's American Ninja is the true Snake Eyes origin. Praise Ara. Yeah,
Man.
fucking Simu Liu, who's not a movie star, who's just a fucking piece of shit. That guy's just like, go the fuck away, dude. Is always popping off about something. Says boba tea or whatever, Boba Fett tea, what I call it, is cultural appropriation. It's like, fuck, you're Canadian, motherfucker.
The guy who literally everything he has been given to him by Western culture is now going,
Yes.
oh, culture,
Yeah.
you can't exploit somebody else's. Like, hang on.
The Chinese-born actor or Canadian Chinese playing a Korean guy. That's not cultural appropriation, not in the slightest.
No,
Well,
not at all.
as these people are sitting there desperately begging and demanding that the Hollywood movie industry force more diversity into it, right? Appropriating that American, like this American entertainment business. They're the ones saying, well, we got some people you're not showing enough respect to. Taiwan with your boba bubble tea or whatever the fuck. And he actually said it makes me mad that they're so successful and not paying not paying honor to or tribute to Asians. Fuck you. That dude is such a fucking queer piece of shit.
Yeah.
I hate Simu Liu.
Yep.
Well, it's one thing for an actor to shoot their mouth off. It's another completely different situation to basically tank somebody's company. Because
And also because you're just
he's
he's a brain dead fucking idiot. Like most adult pretenders.
He's a piece of shit.
That guy's got a room temperature IQ. He's a fucking window licker, and he's worse than Brie Larson ever was.
Big time.
She's a Chinese Canadian who's like first real break came by pretending to be Korean.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Wait, when we start talking about this shit,
yeah.
like you're insane. Like if you're actually talking about cultural appropriation right now, you're fucking retarded. Look at where we are. Everything that you were wearing was probably invented by a white person. You're on television. You're using electricity. Spoiler alert, white people. Congratulations, Simu Liu. You're welcome. We're glad you appropriated our culture. Fucking
hey, capitalism is so good. Fucking retards like Simu Liu can make it. So
Yep.
that's a great system. VJ the Vigilant for $1.99 says, "Hail Gary, remember tomorrow is only one day away." And thanks Ryan and Jeremy for your egg story from Cole Hauser. I didn't have hard-boiled eggs this morning. I could have though.
Not after you read that.
No.
Dude, the food.
Yeah, how
Good.
is the food? Like, we saw
When I buy the
how was your
American
guinea
food,
pig?
like when I didn't eat that shit. When I buy like spaghetti,
Go abroad and buy American food.
I
like,
tried their food. I tried. Oh, don't you come over here and you eat their stuff.
How
So
good is
the-
it, Gary?
What does it taste
Um,
like?
When you go to a nice
Like
enough restaurant and you
Spanish?
get like something normal, like steak, or I had some beef heart skewers. Those are good, right? But like when they served me, the best meal I had was just steak, and it was steak and chips, and it was served on a wooden plate shaped like Machu Picchu, and the chips came served in like rock and stones. They carve out stones that are bowls, and then the steak is on a piece of tile that they had in an oven, so it's sizzling. So that was fucking awesome. Other stuff, I just got some pizza and a burger. You know, that's what I did.
Oh God,
that's why I don't.
The ashes of civilization here.
No, that's why I don't want to go anywhere. Why the fuck would I want to eat? Like, why the fuck would I want to go there, walk around, see a bunch of old shit, and eat like a savage? Fuck that, honestly.
Their corn is good.
I have no reason
Traveling
to go
is
anywhere.
overrated.
I actually respect Ryan's attitude more than going to a foreign country and then eating pizza. Like, at least it's like,
Hey,
I
man,
like this place.
we gotta see how they do pizza, okay? we gotta
Yeah, it's better than the UK. I can tell you that. They do pizza better in the fucking UK.
But everyone does pizza the same way, except New York, who for
No,
some reason...
I mean, Japanese pizza was weird. When I went to Japan, they do different pizza. And our pizza in Australia is very different to US pizza, and it's actually really good.
Please say it's not just the toppings you're about.
Oh, no,
Like,
no,
pizza isn't that complicated.
We put more meat on it. Our crusts are usually thicker as well. And yeah, depends where you go. I'm talking about the local, pizza shops, not the Domino's, franchise.
Damn,
chains or
Gary, you
anything.
gonna let him
obviously.
say all this? You just making fun of your pizza being meatless. What are you gonna
Ooh,
do?
Shad? I don't take Shad seriously on anything. I just started tuning him out. I was getting super chats.
This is a man who spreads like spoiled yeast on his
Yeah, I
tongue.
was gonna
Yeah.
say, the idea of pizza is basically, was it
I've been validated for it.
Vegemite?
When I shared it with everyone in the UK, everyone liked it except
what
Gary.
extra
And
girl
even
liked
Gary
it?
found it palatable because you need to know how to make it.
Whatever. American pizza is awesome. You know what? New York makes great pizza. They do.
I
Legit.
have videos.
I've been there. I ate the pizza. It was fucking
I'm not
awesome.
saying I'm not, I'm not saying American
Pizza
pizza
isn't a
isn't
pie.
bad. I'm saying Australian pizza is different and still very good.
Chicago pizza, fucking awesome. Deep dish
It's
is
more like
fucking
but it's
awesome.
more like a casserole.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's
But
amazing.
it's awesome. Yep. Hail Gary, hail the fellowship. Did y'all get a chance to try cashew in Peru? Also, what did Quarter Black think about the fried guinea pig? He liked it. So I guess everybody liked it. Everybody ate it. And they said it tasted like chicken. And what was funny is they ripped them apart and then they put the heads on a plate and they named them all. I got the video on Twitter.
Oh.
Yeah, they named one like
Was that X-Ray's
Sebastian.
idea?
and-
I mean,
I was-
they still got their teeth. They still got their teeth. So like it's pretty gross, dude. They put a fucking stick through the thing and they skewer it. So they skin it and they just fucking roast it, rotisserie.
Traditional Peruvian culture, making an
Please.
Instagram reel of severed heads of guinea pigs.
Yep. I'm having the best time, just losing a little weight because I'm not eating very much and walking around a lot. It's all good.
I like the having a
Incredible
best
hot
life
sauce.
juxtaposed with "Get me the hell out of here! I want to go home."
No, I had
it's
a
gonna
great
be
time.
like send help.
But
That is one of the benefits to travel. You get sometimes a great appreciation
Weight loss?
for your home.
Yeah.
that too.
The
I
shit.
mean, I love
No.
I love the UK. I could not live there. It's too claustrophobic. There's no space. And when I
Oh,
came
yeah,
back
we
to
agree.
Australia, it's like,
Yeah.
wow, we got so much room here.
Yeah, like
well,
I could
hey,
visit
there
the
used to
UK
be a
for a
lot
month,
less
but
people
that's
in
it.
the UK not that
That's
long
true
ago.
as well.
I know.
Seriously,
Well,
it blew
yeah,
me
that's why
away.
you got to go to. There are places in the UK that aren't that dead.
Yeah,
so
go
that's
to
where you're gonna
Scotland.
be.
No one wants to go
I'll
there.
need to go to Scotland next time because when I went there, I was like, "How are you guys accepting so many people in this country? There's no room."
It's not our choice.
We already got the answer to this question. Eric Guidewell for $50. Thank you. Batman versus Superman by a mile. Theatrical version. I'll even say that. Theatrical version.
Shad, what do you think? Come on.
It's
I'll
got
need to
swords
watch them
near it.
both again. I'll do a critical analysis. on
He's
it.
not sure.
I'll start to write it down because you're judging a whole series versus a single film. So.
Mhm.
He knows the
Yeah.
answer. He's just trying to justify it. He has to come up with reasons.
Just say Twilight, Shad. It's okay. You can be honest. You can be
Well,
open.
that's the thing, I've never
Look,
seen
we've never
Twilight
seen
is
him with a
good.
Superman v
I
Batman
said I like
background before.
Yeah, that's true.
This is true.
Oh, this will be fun. Frylock for 20. Thank you for the $20. You frequently mention Koof on your streams. Once in a while. I'm sorry, but Koof is 100% over for 95% of society. 95%? I think that's a little high.
I don't know. It's just people wearing masks.
It's been 5 flipping years. Let Koof go already. Kamala Harris is less repetitive than you and the Fellowship combined.
Ooh, bow, 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 bow.
I mean, one of the issues with it is the response was largely locking everyone down and printing massive amounts of money, which has not just immediate effect, but effect for literally decades. We've had like 30% inflation over the last 4 years if you combine it all. That may have gone, but the effects are still long.
Authoritarianism is bad.
I don't think that Gary is talking about it as if it's a problem right now, but what happened during COVID, whether it was right or wrong, has had drastic impacts.
It has.
Okay.
So including in the
here's the deal.
entertainment industry.
Yeah, exactly. When we talk about the entertainment industry, that's usually how I bring it up. But for me personally, I'm never fucking letting it go, dude. You know what? Letting it go is forgetting about it. And forgetting about it is letting them get away with that shit. They shut down. They fucking completely changed my life. They shut down my wife's business. They ruined millions of people's lives. People fucking died. Don't ever fucking let it go. Don't ever forget about what they fucking did. And what, you know what? It was the government response. It wasn't the Koof itself. And it was a bunch of half of our fucking country bending the knee to that shit. And then we were lorded over by cowards. That was the fucking problem. No, I will never let that shit go.
It never be an authoritarian bootlicker. So
they wanted us in camps.
They want us to forget the crap that they did. That's what I mean. They want us to forget the crap that they did, and they full on became a totalitarian state.
Remember, they were wanting amnesty for their bad mistakes.
I mean, the amount of violent assaults committed by the Victorian police during that time is friggin' unbelievable. They should never.
Your country built fucking camps. Let it go, Chad.
I was freaking forget about it. I had to be locked in quarantine for 2 friggin' weeks. And bloody
let it go, guys. Let it go, guys. Just stop talking about it. Stop talking about something that changed all of our lives forever. Just let it go. Move past it.
I don't speak about this much, right? The quarantine thing. But that actually did affect me, mentally. Like I had to recover from getting out of that. It was not a pleasant experience being locked away and having no human contact for 2 weeks, right? And they just, forget about it. Brush it over. Piss off on that.
Just let it go.
Yeah. Just get over it.
I could go there. You want me to go there? Hey, tell all the Jews to just let it go. That was 50 years ago, 60, 70 years ago. Just tell them to let it go.
Get over it already.
Yeah.
That's if it happened.
RD Aardvark. I got it $2.19 for $50. Last week, you guys talked about retconning death into Infinity War. On Titan, Doctor Strange goes to Thanos and says, "You're doing all this for her?" Thanos responds, "Yes, because her love is like a bad medicine." Bad medicine. Bitch. You got me. Thank you. Thank you for the 50. The Quiet Lion for $49.99 says, I tried watching Twilight because my girlfriend at the time was a fan, but the moment Edward stepped into the sunlight and started sparkling, I literally ditched my date and went home. Twilight is not a vampire movie. It's a sparkle fairy movie.
Indeed,
fuck that movie. That's a great super chat. That is a great super chat.
Stop saying all vampires do that. Just the vampires in Twilight. You can have different interpretations of vampires. All right.
Sure, just not the Twilight version.
Interpretation.
Twilight's interpretation is actually interesting. The way they handle it, that they kind of like they're stoned.
It's a deep philosophical interpretation.
Like Diamond Skin,
The Strange version of vampires
the diamond
is
actually a reflection on that. That's kind of like a surface of granite type of thing, where when they get damaged, they crack and stuff like that. That they're frozen in time. And there's
why is that clever?
Thematically.
I'm saying it's interesting. It's a different take, and it's like you can appreciate it.
If you're frozen in time, you can't move.
I don't even know where to begin.
I think you literally gave him an aneurysm.
MauLer, the only thing, so I can tell how much this is bothering you. I think you need to do a rewatch so you can take Chad apart.
Yeah.
Then we
No,
need a
I'm not
debate.
watching that
We need
till
a
I've got it
1v1 debate.
recorded.
Oh, I love that.
I'll go through it one more time for fan movies. That is it.
No, a 1v1 debate. MauLer
Yeah.
Shad is
That'd
Twilight.
be
a good
epic.
movie?
It's all
The
you
thing
can
is,
do
I'll
now.
probably end up agreeing with MauLer on a lot of the objective criticisms. There are some dumb
That's no
stuff in
fun.
there. Right? No, but I enjoy it. I think it's fun, and there are some redeeming things in it.
We need a 4-movie watch party.
And then
We
we've
do.
got to decide if Batman and Superman versus Superman is better or not. You've got to do it, Shad. Final question, the ultimate
Yes,
question.
This is
And then if you guys can't agree on that, then you have to rewatch and do the director's cut.
And then do Rebel Moon director's cut.
No!
Yeah. Watch the second
No.
half for the first time.
I'm going to read this and I'm going to ask you guys a question. Travis Johnson for 250.
Woo!
Nice.
Thank you, Gary, for helping a 51-year-old nerd get sober. Oh, awesome. Congrats.
Nice.
For the first time in his adult life, 2.5 years sober, but a lifetime nerd. You're an inspiration. I hope you know how important you and your story have been to helping our community. God bless you and keep you. Thank you. I don't know, but if it helps one person get sober, that's brilliant. That's absolutely brilliant. So thank you. I really appreciate that as I fumble through this. So Travis Johnson.
Doing this show and knowing Gary for 5 years has made me drink more. So it's a little yin and yang thing.
You're welcome, Ryan.
I was
Ryan's making up for
going to
it.
say a wholesome comment, and Ryan just comes into.
Yeah, right. and I was going to come in with the book is back from the editor, so I'm giving it a pass, one more pass, and then it's off to print, and we're going to discuss, like, I'm in discussions with possibly using Ripasend for a little pre-order, like a small pre-order, and then the rest of it will be available on your Amazons or whatever. But I'll let you guys know as soon as possible. But yeah, it's kind of done. That was a long, I mean, I didn't write the whole thing, but it was still a long. It was trippy because like doing those
50
interviews,
years to come up with the story for that. Huh?
it did, but it did bring up a lot of old shit. So I had to go a couple more extra meetings during the week, you know? And I was like,
Wow.
oh, shit.
Wow.
I didn't think about it. I didn't think about that aspect of it. I was like, I'll just tell the story again like I do in an AA meeting, but like it was getting in dirty details, and yeah, it was not fun sometimes, but it's not supposed to be.
Wow.
Josh Kelsey for 20. Thanks, buddy. Okay, MauLer,
Yes.
what's the worst movie you've seen this year so far?
Oh, okay. I need a more specific question, like worst in terms of just the structural writing or how much I hated it.
Worst.
Which one of those two?
How much you hated it? Surely
Worst.
that's like could be.
The
What's
one
the
I
one
hated.
single movie that you fucking hate the most this year?
It's
I
probably
don't care what
Joker
your
2.
reasons are. Joker 2. Okay.
Probably, yeah. For obvious reasons. Obviously.
Somebody brought it up on Twitter, and I think it's like a really good. I think Joker 2 is a good argument for Joker 2. I think, yeah, and I guess it depends because like the American Society for Magical Negroes was easily the worst thing I've seen in fucking a decade.
That
So
was funny, though.
Just for the
Forgot about
record,
that
right?
movie.
Madam Web came out this year, right? But like, it's not even
Yeah.
close to my most hated. It's far
Oh,
away.
yeah.
Like, I really enjoyed it. So
There's a difference between most hated and worse. Like,
yeah,
Well, that's the thing with Joker 2. It's not a
Yeah.
badly made movie. It all makes sense. The story makes sense. It's well shot, well edited, well acted.
Yep.
It's the actual like moral messaging. It's what you're supposed to
Yeah.
take from the story, which is the horrific bit. So it's just about values.
And also audience expectation, what people wanted out of it, where it's purposely kind of trying to do the opposite. And that, like, from that perspective and that way of judging, then it's a really bad film because it fails at what it's meant to
Yeah.
achieve.
I would say either Joker 2 or The Crow. The Crow was awful.
I didn't see it. I don't want
You're lucky.
yeah, Crow's pretty bad too. And Borderlands.
Oh god, that was
I
haven't
awful.
seen that one
Yeah.
yet.
Borderlands would
Hang
have
on.
been mine until Joker 2.
Are we just judging films
what
or
we-
series? Because Rings of Power season 2 is
No, series are completely different. But like, what about streaming movies? What about Rebel Moon?
Oh my
Rebel.
god, I completely forgot.
What about Rebel Moon?
That might.
there's a lot to think
You know
about.
what? Yeah, that's actually really difficult. Like a little top 10 would actually be difficult to construct. If like how
It would.
fucked up this year was.
Speaking of which, thanks to your help, MauLer, and some other people's help, our next video here at Nerdrotic. Hey, Mama, I'm still on the show. Yeah. We're doing a top 10 video for Monday. I think it's Monday. So Perry's been working on it for 2 weeks. Top 10 Disney Star Wars failures. So that'll be out Monday. Keep an eye out.
Difficult to limit it to just 10.
Yeah.
Dude, it was way harder than I thought it'd be. I actually had last minute, I called MauLer. I'm like, help me with this.
When I sent you my list, I kept thinking of more. I was like, oh yeah, there was the time she hid under the coat. I completely forgot about that.
So you send in lit.
Moving things around.
There is. Autistic Lady Gravemaster weaponizes her autism perfectly. So we have a formula now. So we send in your list and we kind of go off of that. And there was one time I used kind of my opinion and it was with the help of MauLer. That was it. And we kind of cheated, but you'll see.
We did a bit, yeah.
we did cheat a little bit to get more stuff on because it's more than 10. Mark of Reality for 50. Oh, what are you doing back there? Do you need something? It's like, what the fuck is she doing? Mark of Reality for 50. I could have just got up and got you the phone charger. You got it? Good. That's a good point about Gina and the unions. Why did Gina have to go to Elon to fund her lawsuit? Why didn't the Film Actors Guild protect Gina's rights? That's a really good question. You think that's exactly what they exist for? What they fired her for is what a union should be protecting her, and they did nothing. I'd hate to bring up COVID again because people think we should let it go, but that's another reason fucking unions should protect their actors. And they didn't. They fucking sat on their hands and they did fucking nothing to protect the actors who didn't want the job. And those actors don't have careers or they have to go somewhere else. Talk to Clifton Duncan about that stuff. He's amazing, by the way. Follow our friend Clifton. Went through a lot of shit, dude. And he came out the other side looking good. Love Clifton. Even though he hates me for liking pineapple pizza. I can forgive him for
That's fair. That's very fair.
Voraxelon, the Wise, for 50 says, I want to ask for help from the fellowship. My girlfriend's boy, Milo, has been fighting a brain tumor for 4 years and just found out chemo isn't working. If y'all can pray for him in your own way, his ma and I would be much obliged. He could use the help. Prayers to Milo, please. Absolutely. Absolutely. The fellowship always rise to the occasion. 4 years. Oh, my God. Yeah, prayers to you. Luffy, the sun god. Hang on. I'm running out of time. I have to go to my goodbye dinner thing. Null Unit 60 in the Shuffling Madness runs the all-time loser headlong to his death. Here lies the silence howling, catches angels as they fall, and all-time winner. He got him by the balls. There you go. What did I just read?
It sounds like lyrics of some kind.
Yeah. Couldn't tell you.
Of some kind. Idris Elba would be a great Jon Stewart. Remember when they wanted to cast him for everything?
Yeah, it's a much better casting than James fucking Bond. I agree.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree with that too.
I always
he didn't even want to be Bond.
Whenever I see Prometheus, I'm like, oh shit, he's in it. I always forget.
Yeah.
I feel the same way about that third Star Trek movie when I see him.
Right. Justin Martins. That's right.
I know.
Oh, that just means you and I watched it. Justin Martins for $10 says, Chrissy, go to more settings and privacy, accessibility, displays, and language. Display lights out. To get the dark mode.
Gotta keep the lights on.
I love somebody's super chat.
Yeah. 3 hours later,
I love that Gary read it as if they weren't menu options. He just read straight through.
I did. I read it as it was presented, Ryan. God damn. Everybody's
Say no to black mode.
Yeah. What was that? Oh, there's fireworks.
Dark modes matter.
They do. King Papo Nut for 50.
Papo Nut.
Hello. If they're so gun-ho into making the Lord of the Rings Gollum movie or any movie within the realm of fantasy, why don't they take Love and Robots or Final Fantasy 17? I don't know what XV is. 16, 17? It's
15.
Not the Final Fantasy. 15, whatever the fuck it is. Oh, thank you, Ryan. You went to school. I didn't. Kingsglaive movie production approach. Because they make it lame and gay like everything else. Don't wish for any of your properties to be produced right now.
Pretty much.
I'm
Pray for them not to be produced.
I'm kind of experiencing that at the moment with there's a Run My Half reboot I'm covering on Night's Watch, and I'm concerned about it.
Well,
I just don't want anything rebooted.
Is it actual anime or is it live action?
It's an anime remake of the original. I've made a deep dive on Night's Watch covering it because it's out of any anime that can be subverted for the agenda, Run My Half.
That's one, yeah.
Prime target. It's like, holy crap, they're gonna ruin it.
Do you guys hear about the God of War series got Rafe Judkins?
Rafe Judkins.
Out.
Yes.
Oh, that's the series shit.
Also, it's funny. People
Oh,
were like, "Oh, isn't
no.
that good news?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Dude, this just don't even do God of War." And just
Well, I hope you're ready for
raped.
him to just be a pathetic character who
It'll be Goddess of War.
leading around by the nose.
So Rafe Judkins is the one who responded to criticism, and look, it was very negative stuff. But his response to handling it was, it's easy to handle these trolls. The way you get back at them is turn their favorite characters gay. That's
He's
Rafe
a-
Judkins.
That's so
He's a proud male
spiteful.
feminist.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, man. Like, even at the best of times, it's a difficult thing to adapt. God of War. Like, if you played those games, they ain't gonna make.
Oh, well, it won't be
Friggin'
anything like the
upwards.
games. He will take the game story, throw it out, and write his own. It's what he did with
Like, in what realm would you give that to Rafe Judkins, who's adapted the Wheel of Time? And it's
called
such a
failing
freaking
upwards,
disaster.
man.
You've already destroyed
Like,
one of our IPs.
It's
Here's another
insane.
one.
It's like, oh, they saw Wheel of Time and thought, yeah, let's give that the God
I
of War
know.
treatment. Are you retarded? Like,
Look,
just
Jennifer
leave
Sulky.
it.
I blame Jennifer Sulky for all of this. That's the only thing. Ever since the Hollywood Reporter's article on her, I think it said everything that needs to be said about her.
Where was I? Yeah, that really sucks. Sorry. Goddess of War coming to Amazon very soon. Berg Flicka for 50. I had 3 friends that lost loved ones who died alone due to restrictions. Yes, there was a myriad of reasons where people were they couldn't go to the regular doctor visits. They were doing fucking Zoom visits with their doctor, and they had like stents in their heart. So a lot of heart patients died.
Bro, you couldn't go to the gym to work out. You
Yeah.
couldn't go to the park to run, but McDonald's was fucking open because
The
it was
liquor stores.
necessary, right?
Yep.
Mhm.
Like it was so retarded. I was living in
Supermarkets.
California at the time for the
Yep.
first part of it. That sucked.
I just
Yep.
hope so many people learn from that government is not
No.
your friend. All
Not
And also
enough.
still, like, we also really underestimate the effect it had on children, having
Yes.
schools closed down that way.
Yeah.
Pretty much
Yeah.
all children are affected by that, and a lot of them are like one standard grade
Dude.
level, like behind still at this point for some.
And
Young children
myocarditis.
learn speech by lip reading, and so if you cover up your mouth, they're like miles behind. They couldn't learn to speak.
Yeah,
anymore.
my son had to repeat a year.
Dr. Phil has been speaking about the amount of abuse that gone on because there was a lot of children
Wow.
that were getting domestic abuse done, and that looked at home. What's going to happen? Freaking
So yeah, never forget. P.S. Hail the fellowship. You are correct. L Wing Secret Garden. Did I say the L Wings Secret Garden for 50? Said Twilight is the reason we got 50 Shades of Grey, right, Shad? And it was the first time a fan fiction was put on the green. No, Twilight was a fan fiction too. Green screen. Twilight really did ruin everything. It really did. It
Yeah.
really did.
Look,
It's funny because what we're talking
don't
about,
Never
Wicked-
forget on that too.
Wicked
don't
basically
blame
is a fan
Twilight for
fiction.
50
Wicked,
Shades
you're
of
right.
Grey.
You're absolutely
Like,
right.
it's
No,
funny
it
'cause,
was
like,
it was fanfic. It started
I
off
know,
as
no, but
it's fucking fanfic.
No.
Twilight, well, this is
Ryan's
retarded
right though.
shit.
Like you go back to Wicked, that's one of the
Wicked is
patient
fan
zeros for this
fiction,
era.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
it
in
is.
the mid '90s, making this this story about what if all of these things. This is actually the way all this went down, and a bunch of these characters are fucking and like crazy stuff, and it's really just because everyone was mean to her. Blah blah blah.
How much did Big Twilight pay you, Shad? Just be honest.
Big Twilight.
Flint Iron Stag for 100. Thank you very much. Don't drink the Kool-Aid. Don't taste the holy water. Don't drink the Kool-Aid, no matter what the preacher says. Hail FNT Toxic Brood. P.S. food in Italy rules them all. It kind of does.
Yeah, it's good.
Food in Italy rules.
I prefer
Like,
what we did in America to Italian food. We just
The-
made it
the
all of it
antiques.
more unhealthy, fatter, cheesier. Yeah.
God, it was good there. Oh, all right. We're going to wrap it up with that one. I know I missed a whole bunch and I apologize. So Monday, 11 a.m., we're going to be dual streaming on Nerdrotic Live and Rumble, and I will read all the rest. Okay. Sorry about that, everybody, but I appreciate you all.
We almost didn't
What do
have
you
a
got?
show today. So,
Well, yeah. If the refrigerator almost took the show out. I had to switch USBs
Twice.
this whole fucking time.
Let it be known we defeated the fridge. All right. We did.
Yeah.
I'm
I
pretty
did
sure your
I
fridge
didn't
is
even use
dead.
it.
hey, movie Bob's been fighting it for 20 years now. So,
Oh, speaking of movie, Bob, this is totally unrelated, but it's another fat dude on the internet. Jeremy said Review Tech shut his channel down.
for now, I'm sure he'll pop it back
Yeah.
up.
Sorry, this is the fat dude of the internet news section.
Oh, by the way,
Yeah, we need an update
title
on Boogie,
again.
Yeah,
It's like they all look the same.
Fat white men on the internet.
Once you turn into a sphere, I can't tell you.
And, you know, I just want to say, Raging Rhino, I saw your super chat. How dare you? I'm offended. I'm deeply.
What did he say? What, is he
What
still
did
in
he say?
America?
It doesn't need to be.
No, he's on his way back.
I saw him when he was here in Orlando the other day.
We don't need to repeat such slander.
No, repeat it right now. Don't bring it up and not repeat it. There he is, right there. Yeah, you're right. Twilight is the reason we got the acolyte.
Yeah.
Raging Rhino's right.
Did you guys hold on? Did you guys see that that question on Jeopardy the other day?
Yes.
No.
I did not. What was it?
So it is a question. It's like the series that fucking Amanda Stenberg double stars as May and Osha in this new Star Wars hit TV show or whatever. And the answer is, what is the acolyte? Nobody fucking knows because nobody.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
And I believe it's the
no.
and I believe it's the $400 question, and I think it might have been in the second round, so it may have been the easiest question on the list.
That's
Oh God,
hilarious.
Perry, please find that for the video. I'm sure he already has.
I could probably find it before.
The fucking
You
fridge.
still, yeah. Oh, yeah. You can. Your mic fell out again.
In the meantime, what do you got coming up besides the Meetup comics division?
Working on some videos, released 2 this week. Working on a 3rd, hopefully to have that out rather soon. Other than that, streams every Monday and Thursday, and of course, catch me right here on Friday Night Tights. And I'm really looking forward to this meetup. It's awesome to have it in my hometown. Gary,
It
lost
will
his
be
audio.
lots of fun. I'm here. Can you hear me?
No, yeah, you're good
Yeah.
now. You're good. There was just a long dramatic pause.
It was for the clown.
That was actually just me.
It's because he wasn't sure if you had ended or not. Here we go.
What's on TV for 400? Amanda Stenberg doubles the fun playing Osha and May on this Star Wars series set during the High Republic.
That's everybody. That's all of us.
Like faces. They're just like, what?
Oh, dude.
The guy's
Come
like,
on,
"What?"
Rachel.
Yeah.
Rachel should have got this
What's up?
right.
What's up,
They
man?
hit every audience, though.
I mean, this just makes me like these people. I'd feel almost embarrassed admitting that I know.
Rashaba.
Jay,
Rashaba's
by the
like-
way, Jay, you're a fucking loser for writing your name like that. You suck.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd be
Little bit of
rooting for you to
flair.
lose. I'm glad you're in last place, you
Jay's
bitch.
a
I
flair
fucking hate
for
the
the
way he wrote his
dramatic.
name.
He's showing off his
It's such a
personality.
severe response.
How come their target audience, Rachel? I mean, Rachel looks like a Y mom. She doesn't know it either.
Yeah,
Like, what's
Rachel
going
should
on?
have
I want
watched
to
it.
break this down. Is it like, is that just an inherently gay looking font? Is this what was triggering Ryan?
It's a gay font. It
It's
is.
a gay font.
It's
It's
a
like-
Twilight font. Yeah.
It's why
It's
Shaq's
fucking
so
Sparkles
good.
in the moonlight.
Who writes a J like that? And like the way it's slanted, the way the Y's all the way
Jay?
over. It's like he's intentionally just trying to be weird writing it.
Maybe his name is Vay. It could be Vay. This is a
It could be,
common-
yeah. That does look like a V a little bit, like a lazy V. What do you got coming up, Disparu?
Yeah, there's a Rings of Power video coming out. The showrunner's been doing lots of interviews. It's very interesting to see interviews where they've done where you can tell that the person interviewing them really doesn't like what they've done, and they know the interviewer doesn't like what they've done, but both of them are far too polite to say it, and so they just make like little comments about it in the meantime. It's a very weird interview. So yeah, that'll be fun to see what they've done in the various different articles, which for some reason keep doubling down on everything. And then I've got the Agatha to do afterwards.
Oh God,
I inevitably put off.
Well, they're desperate. They have yet to announce season 3 officially.
Yes.
I think we'll get it, but they have yet to announce it, which is really odd.
Mm-hmm.
Really
they
odd.
keep asking all the actors like, "Well, I couldn't tell you everything I knew." It's like, yeah, you have no idea.
Yeah, they'll announce it though.
Yeah.
Shad, what do you got coming up?
You know, when you work on a video, Gary, that kind of just ends up consuming your world just because you
yes,
Twilight. Well, no, not recently. That's happened to me where I've been working on. I've been analyzing the remake that's on Netflix of Run My Half and why it's such a prime target and how concerned I am. And so I've been consumed by working on that video for the last 2 days, and it's out now on Night's Watch, where. Yeah, basically sharing how Run My Half is actually extremely based, and it's not an allegory for gender theory or anything like that, and how easily it could be subverted, and some concerns in the Netflix reboot that's happening, and basically how good the original is, because actually a remarkably well written comedic action anime that if people haven't checked it out, it's mature, so adult material, but check it out if you haven't, because it's actually really good. And that video is on Night's Watch if you want to see a breakdown of why it's good and people trying to co-opt it for their own agendas and stuff. So
sounds familiar, like everything covered over the last decade.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I was just saying, Run My Half is such a prime target because it's technically one of the OG gender bender animes where a guy turns into a girl and water splashes on him. But the thing is, he always identifies as a guy and is very, very masculine. But it's a prime target for people wanting to co-op that for, as you can tell, like, oh, he's a trans person. It's like, no, he's not.
No, not even close.
It's not even close to it. Yeah, but you can see why they want to try and, take over that one.
They do.
Mm-hmm.
Anime is always kind of a little weird. I like a lot of it though. A lot of American comics are a little fucking weird too. So
yeah,
Run My Half's actually Run My Half is
a lot of
great.
Hollywood's a little weird.
Mm.
Chrissy, what do you got coming up?
Oh, let's see. Just interviews here and there. Subscribe to my channel if you have not yet. I am trying to get to 100K. Gosh, what else? Just got an interview with SD Palti coming up next Tuesday, and a couple other ones in the works. And of course, Simcast on Sundays at 9 p.m. Eastern on my channel, and Nightlife Thursdays, 9 p.m. Eastern. And it's where we shit on the clothing and people in Europe, basically. It's fun.
So be women. You just are women on a live stream.
Women being women.
Checks out. Yeah. My wife laughed at that one, by the way.
And pumping. Just a lot of pumping.
Yeah. Ryan.
I had not much going on. Just looking for more things to be upset about, like that guy's dumbass way of writing his name. And I'm headed to San Antonio next week, so I'll see you guys there at the meetup. And
you're flying, right?
Yeah, I'm not driving like a retarded person. I'm not sure what Jeremy's doing. Anyone's best guess.
All right, and MauLer, what do you got coming up?
Well, I think we're doing some more. We're gonna look at some Outlast reviews. Sorry, not Outlast, fucking Outlaws reviews tomorrow. Some of the like the game has been out for a bit longer ones, I guess, and see what. We got a theory about how they were promoting the game or force people to market it who are more, let's say, acceptable channels on YouTube. There's like curious images of certain YouTubers who get photos with people like Kathleen Kennedy or Dave Filoni, and you're just like, it's so weird how you guys have positive reviews of almost everything to do with Star Wars. That's crazy.
Weird.
It's super coincidental. I don't know. But yeah, we'll probably do that, talk more a bit about the game and how fucked up it is. But then in between that, of course, we're releasing our Elm Street arc. We're up to 6. We're doing... I guess it would be New Nightmare next, and then Freddy vs. Jason, and then that reboot they did. Did anyone see that?
No,
I did not.
The actor who played Rorschach was Freddy, and
yeah,
it sucks because I really like him, but it's just, good God, nobody can play him like Robert Englund can. So. Yeah,
I just watched. Well, I shouldn't say just. Over the past 2 weeks, I've watched all 6 of the Scream movies.
Wow.
Well, hey, all right. Well, yeah, and then other than that, of course, we got the Halloween plushie set for EFAT, which we've been running through the whole month. And I'm sorry, Derp Wolf is not a part of the collection, but you can imagine that he was, or try and turn the current Wolf one into it if you need to. But yeah, it's 4 plushies and a hoodie, and if you get them as a full set, you get 25% off. It's obviously thanks everybody for picking them up. Really appreciate it. They've done pretty well considering it's a hefty set, 5 all at once. But yeah, I don't know if there's anything notable other than that. Just I think we're gonna do an episode on The Thing actually this month. We thought maybe that would be a bit fun, bit of a throwback, especially with how shit a lot of movies.
Love that movie.
Oh, yeah, it's top notch. Release the derp.
Release the derp. Hashtag release the derp.
But yes, thanks for having me, gentlemen, of course.
You are welcome. All right, we're going to wrap it up there. Thanks. I didn't miss anybody, right? Did I miss anybody? Disbrew, you said you were working on, right?
Bye, Odin.
Okay. Bye. Did Odin leave?
Yeah, like an hour and a half ago.
Yeah,
okay.
A little quite a while.
Bye, Odin. Hey, at least that's only an hour and a half. My record's 3 hours.
I remember when Chrissy wasn't here.
Chrissy.
And you only remember when someone said boobs.
Where are the boobs?
Where'd the boobs go? Where'd the boobs go? Yeah. All right. I got a video coming out Monday. I got live streams next week. I'll be home tomorrow night. So I had a great time in Peru, though. It was tons of fun. I'm wiped out, though. I'm completely exhausted. But it's a good exhausted. So we will see you next week. I have no idea who the guest is, and X-Ray Girl is not here to tell me. So hopefully she gets better. Feel better, X-Ray Girl. And Quarter Black got his second tattoo.
Wow.
Can't wait to see that. Maybe it's a giant cock. He got 2. Maybe got 2 cocks crossing.
Sword fight. Sword fight.
What if he got a tattoo of a dick on his dick?
A little too meta.
So like you have to stay hard while you're getting it. Right? You stay hard while you're getting it. They tattoo a big dick.
You have to be hard when you show it.
Yeah, exactly. And then when you shrink up, it shrinks up. So it's just like sitting there.
Why?
That's an idea, right? That's
Someone's done that. He's definitely
idea.
done that.
Apologies, no credits tonight. We're just gonna get out of here while we can. Guys, thanks for joining me. Everybody, chat, Modrotics, even my co-hosts. Everybody left a super chat and donation. Oh, what?
Someone just reminded me. Yeah, I guess worth mentioning. If the plushies go over 1,000, Wolf and Rags promise to play Lord of Ring Golem. I think fully.
Nice.
So hey, incentive if you want to see the suffering. It's pretty funny. I'm just saying.
All right. So thanks everybody. We'll see you next week. Ciao.
See ya.
See ya.
Bye.